Yeah, so we've had a lot of conversations on the off chance when this all came down. Obviously, we expected it later in the year. Where I had a lot of conversations about it. AJ is one of those people that absolutely wants to give back and be a part of this business. This is what he does. This is what we do. And I don't want to speak for him, but the conversations that we had, he made it very clear he's just done with the in ring. There's a point in your career where you don't want to do this anymore. When your heart goes, no matter how good you are, he hasn't lost a step. But when you just say, "I'm just at a place where I don't want to do this anymore," it's time before you get hurt. Before you get told you're not allowed to do this anymore. This is what he did. I'm hoping he will contribute because again, he's one of the most influential people in this business, one of the greatest minds in this business. I think when you see somebody like what Shawn Michaels is doing in NXT, I think there's a path and a career for AJ Styles beyond this period. Wait, I'm getting a call from Nick Khan. What, his contract is expiring? He's all elite? This son of... Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, and we are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for our WWE Royal Rumble 2026 review. Breaking down yesterday's show from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where Roman Reigns is back on top, winning the men's Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan became the first woman to win the Women's Royal Rumble in outside of North America, and AJ Styles is retired from WWE at least. We are here to break it all down as only we can, and to do that, I am joined today not by the usual face that joins me for the WWE PLE reviews, but instead, we got his better half. The one and only Wendy is back with a rare appearance. How are you doing, Wendy?
Hello. Hi. Hey, everyone. Hello, True Hill Heat chat. I am here. Rare appearance. You know, Josh is right now, he is out. He went to a show. So I'm here filling in for him for the time being.
Love to see it, and love to see you. Great to see you here on the channel again. I think I told Josh a couple of weeks ago, I was like, you got to hit up Wendy because, you know, X-Men 97 coming back in a few months. So we're getting your rust off now to prepare for when X-Men 97 is back and we're back doing reviews on the other channel.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm so ready. So ready for X-Men 97. Ready to do these reviews. Ready, you know, be prepared for more rants from me, you know.
from all of us. We'll see if we can get Ness out of retirement as well, and he can rejoin the gang and be back for X-Men 97 as well. But we got a lot to discuss from yesterday's Royal Rumble 2026 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And of course, we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Let's drop the thumbs up on the video. That helps out the YouTube algorithm, and other wrestling fans like yourself see this review of the Royal Rumble. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. You can also sound off in the comment section down below. Like what you like, just don't be a dick, but let us know if you enjoyed Royal Rumble, whether you hated the Royal Rumble or you in between. How did you think about the show? What did you think about the winners and AJ Styles' retirement from WWE? And of course, if you're with us live, we want to hear from you in the live chat. So sound off there. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on WWE Royal Rumble 2026. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you can send your support in the best way possible with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We got our main man, Jay Miller, starting us off hot with his overall thoughts on yesterday's show. He says he felt Jordan deserved better. They used the AAA stars who got no reaction over Finn, Alistair, Kit Wilson, and Carmelo Hayes, heck, Ethan Page, and Ricky Saint. Yeah, that was very peculiar with the men's Royal Rumble specifically, because I think the women's Royal Rumble had a lot of representation from the NXT brand, whereas the men's Royal Rumble had alum from the NXT brand, but not anyone who's coming directly from. It's all the people that were called up and already on the main roster that, you know, got featured in the men's Royal Rumble, while there was no men's from the NXT brand, which kind of tells you about the state of the men's division in NXT. But to then use the AAA stars in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, that was a choice, especially over the likes of Finn Balor, who got told that the field was filled. Aleister Black, who was there because his wife was in the women's Royal Rumble, so he was backstage and didn't get used in the men's Royal Rumble. Carmelo Hayes, who was on SmackDown, the guy that he beat on SmackDown was in the Royal Rumble, yet he wasn't. And Kit Wilson, in a matchup that is basically bred for entrances, the best entrance in WWE, wasn't used in the match. So what do you think about Jay Miller's comment here, Wendy?
I mean, he ain't wrong, to be honest, because you know, so like the triple A guys from like that was in the men's, like for example, La Parka, that was like a random entry. I was just like, La Parka. I was like, okay, that's random. I mean, there must be reasons why they wanted to use those guys to be in the Royal Rumble. You know, maybe they wanted, you know, to show like it's not just NXT, SmackDown, Raw. You know, they wanted to, I guess, show like, you know, have representation with the Latino community and stuff. And maybe that's why they decided to get some of the AAA guys. So, I mean, but it kind of, I guess it also is like kind of a con, because like it kind of takes away from like other guys that could have been like highlights, like Kit Wilson, Carmelo Hayes, Alistair, Finn, you know. So it's like he's not wrong with what he said, you know.
If I was WWE, I totally understand like Misty Iguana. Misty Iguana got over when he came to the US, so you want to feature him. La Parka, it would have been nice because of the lack of reaction that he got if he made his entrance and then Finn attacked him from behind and took his spot in the Royal Rumble. I think that was like the most logical thing they could have done, and they just didn't do it. Yeah,
that would have made sense. Or maybe would it have made a difference if they would have, instead of like, if they would have got somebody else from AAA, like Vikingo or somebody?
like that. I was very surprised that they used La Parka, but not Vikingo. Vikingo's been the top star for AAA before WWE acquired it. It's during the whole when they first acquired it, he was front and center at the announcement, and then he was in the front row at WrestleMania. Got involved in that El Grande Americano versus Rey Fénix match. Yet he hasn't appeared on WWE television outside of the Worlds Collide events. It's a choice. We got Volop in the chat who says Finn got snubbed for La Parka and fucking Mr. Iguana, bro. He said it's bad when I think you're a bum, but holy hell, is it worse when the company thinks you're a bum? He says vague posting on Twitter ain't saving you, bub. Your bed, you made your bed, lie in it. He re-signed. Like I will keep saying the same thing. This dude chose to resign after the way they've booked him in the last 3 to 4 years. This is on him. I can't feel bad for him anymore. I'm over it. I'm over feeling bad for this guy. We got another super chat donation from our main man Volop. Thank you so much, Volop, for the support. He says I'd rate the show a Joel Pearl fine, trademarked. He said half asleep most of the show aside from AJ and Gunther. Saudi laws made Women's Rumble felt like a bunch of Power Rangers fighting each other, which was cool. Yeah, there was just like, I don't know if it was the Saudi crowd, their lack of enthusiasm when it came to the Women's Rumble, but I wasn't really feeling the Women's Rumble all that much. Spoiler alert. I don't know about you. You're a lady, so you're representing. What was your overall thoughts on, of course, the restrictions that they had with their outfits and everything, and then overall that match?
With the women's, I mean, I thought it was okay. I know there were some entries that a lot of people expected other women to be in there. Bianca. So yeah, AJ. So yeah, I mean, it had good moments. It had questions. The key word, the key word for today are choices. That is the word of the day. The word of the day is choices for this Royal Rumble. That's all I can say about it.
I feel like Triple H. This is my overall thoughts on both Royal Rumbles. I don't think Triple H knows how to book a Royal Rumble. Like I think it's been a law of diminishing returns. Like the first Royal Rumble that he was head of creative for was 2023. I think that blows every single Royal Rumble after it the last 3 years out of the water. The 2023 one was the peak for him. It was his first Royal Rumble. He had, cool ideas like Cody winning the men's Rumble, Rhea winning the women's Rumble. There were a bunch of cool stories that were set up, a bunch of cool returns in both Rumbles that year. And then every year since then, it's been a law of diminishing returns for me. So he said he has set the bar too high for himself. He has no one to blame but himself. We got your other half in the chat, Josh. Good to see you. He says a new era. And
honestly, I will say also maybe I feel like the choice of location, maybe that's also something to think about also, because I feel like maybe the atmosphere and maybe the energy and I don't know how to describe it, maybe the location of where the Royal Rumble was, maybe it probably would have had a different impact or maybe a different reaction if it was somewhere else. I'm not saying I mean, it's a first. WWE has made history to actually do a Royal Rumble outside of the United States of America. But I mean, this is the result of what you get.
Yeah.
Maybe a different look. Maybe if it was like a different location, like it don't gotta be the USA. It could have been like I don't know, maybe Italy or France or somewhere where where the reaction would have been different.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reactions, especially in the women's rumble, would have been different in any other place besides Saudi Arabia. We do got Sanjo in the chat who reminds us happy Black History Month. Thank you so much. He says happy Black History Month, everyone. Yes, it is the start of Black History Month. We'll be talking about Black history in pro wrestling throughout the month of February on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. Got a bunch of TikTok games ready to go to celebrate Black History Month, so be on the lookout for that. And yes, Brandon Brown, I saw you in the chat. He was mentioning yesterday he thought on the flagship podcast we were going to have the Bum 15, but Josh let us know on True Hill Heat 365 the Bum 15 will be on True Hill Heat 367. So you can come February 7th, Saturday morning, next Saturday, 10:05 a.m. Eastern time, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. That's when Josh will do the Bum 15. And I'm sure he got more material for his Bum 15 at the Royal Rumble.
He probably does. He's like probably writing everything down or in his head. Like he already knows who he's choosing. But I will say before. I was gonna say before. Usually when Josh is here, you guys will see obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin and then Okada. And, but I want to show that it's not just his. I have pictures of my things that I love, which is K-pop. This is Stray Kids. And just want to put it out there. I am going to the Stray Kids movie that's coming on the 7th of February. Stray Kids is a K-pop group. It's one of the hugest groups as well as BTS, ATEEZ. So I'm going with my friends. We're gonna go watch the concert in theaters. So I just wanted to put that out there.
So are you just a fan of K-pop or do you like J-pop as well?
So I mostly listen to K-pop, right? I mostly just listen to K-pop, but I'm not I am open to listening to J-pop as well. I'm open to it. I would say I started listening to K-pop in 2011. So that makes me an OG. And it's crazy how things change from before to now. And how back then it wasn't really people were very like, why you listen to that? You don't even know the language. Do you know what they're saying? So like now everybody in the woodwork is like, oh, I love BTS. Oh, Stray Kids, Blackpink. Like everyone's like, it's such a worldwide phenomenon now. So it's so funny to, it's crazy to see like the journey from when I first started to now.
Do you gatekeep? Do you gatekeep since you're an OG? Do you gatekeep for the community?
What do you mean?
Like you be like, oh nah, you ain't a real K-pop fan. You ain't shooting in the gym like us.
No. What's so funny? What's so funny? I had a conversation. I actually had a conversation about that with a friend. She had told me that her roommate kind of like called her boring or like rude or no, not rude. Called her like I think it was boring or something. I'm trying to remember what was it, but like her roommate was like, oh, like because she was saying like the groups that she listens to, and like the roommate was like, oh, that's like basically kind of like judged her for that. And she had asked me about it. Like my friend had asked me about it, and I was like, listen, just because you don't listen to the same type of groups that everyone else does, that doesn't make you less of a fan. Like everyone has different tastes. Like I started in 2011, but that's not. And if someone starts listening in 2015 or 2020, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, you're not a real fan. Like, I'm not like that. K-pop is for everybody. It's it's universal. It's music. It's not just K-pop. Music is music, and it's universal, and it translates to everyone. So
This was one comment I wanted to highlight because it was a big topic on social media. We got Volop who brings up, let's not forget all the empty ass seats. What did you think about that? Because that was the thing that got me, because I wasn't really talking about it much during the Royal Rumble because I noticed it during SmackDown. I was covering SmackDown for Sports Illustrated, and I'm like, dude, this shit is empty. Like, there is a whole section of just no seats, and that would later be explained that it was like a light setup that they had, and there was people in those seats, but a lot of those seats were not filled as well. There was a lot of empty seats in this Kingdom Arena. What did you think about that part of the show and the discussion that it led to?
I was, because I saw it during the women's Royal Rumble, so I was like, why are there a lot? I was like one of the people that was like, why are there a lot of empty seats? Like it like they say that it's sold out, but I was like, from watching it, it didn't look like it was sold out, so it's like,
yeah,
like I was very like, huh? But I remember like someone was telling me like, oh, it's the lights. So like there's people there, but it's the lights, and I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't a good idea to do, because I don't think it's a good idea to have that there, because it's gonna make the viewer be like, hey, I thought it was sold out. It doesn't look sold out to me.
Yeah, it was a weird, very weird choice overall. We got Power Driver Finisher who says, but other than that, Rumble was as usual. Not gonna lie, I didn't have many issues with both because Rumbles are always sloppy as fuck in terms of in-ring. It's a lot of entrance things, which WWE isn't good at these days. Yeah. That's a good point. We got David Wilson, a new name in the chat. He says, do you think Saudi Arabia gave them a list of superstars they wanted to see? If they did, I will say no, but if they did, probably at the top of the list was the Bella Twins.
Oh yeah.
The Bella Twins. I can't believe I am saying this in the year of our Lord 2026. The Bella Twins got the biggest pop of the entire show. Oh man, I don't think the theme song of Brie Mode ever got a bigger reaction than that. Brie Mode. Brie Mode.
That was another surprise. I didn't expect her to be there either.
Now we got some K-pop fans in the chat. So we got Aya. It says, I'm an OG K-pop fan. Super Junior, Shinny, Girls' Generation, 2 p.m., etc. There we go.
Nice.
See,
yes.
You're bringing the community out. I love it.
Yes. So yeah, crazy enough, first group that I ever heard of when it comes to K-pop was Wonder Girls, and it was because Nickelodeon was doing a movie on Teen Nick, and it was the Wonder Girls movie. I was curious, and I watched it, and I found out they were actually a K-pop group, so I checked them out. And it wasn't just them, it was also Girls' Generation. But the group that really like broke the doors for me in regards to K-pop was 21. Just because, and the reason why is because they were a group of women, 4 girls, who they were beautiful, they were talented, but they weren't like the cutesy poppy. They were like hip hop, like badass, like baddies, and like they were the I don't care how I present myself. This is me. This is myself, and it was something that kind of resonated with me, and from there on, I was hooked.
Love it. We got Jose. He says, I didn't think the Rumble was as bad as people online are making it out to be. It was decent enough. I'm like really, it's very kind of like a polarizing fan reaction, it seems, for the Royal Rumble this year. I just had it up, so I will refresh the tab. As of right now, on Cage Match, it has 221 total votes, and out of 10, it is rated a 5.68. So basically like a 6 out of 10 or 5.5 out of 10, which I'm not going to say is wrong, but it is more on the negative side than the positive side. So that segues to what we always do to start off all of our pay-per-view reviews. Give me your overall thoughts, basically in one word, one phrase, to give your overall thoughts on yesterday's Royal Rumble event, Wendy.
Ooh, one word
or phrase.
Where's oh man, I hope I don't get cooked for this, but as well, as MJF will say, mid.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're like Jose, even Jose, who said it was decent enough, said mid.
I was gonna say moments, but thinking about it, I was like, you know what? It was mid. And it's one of my, but honestly, it's one, I love the Royal Rumble. Like, it's one of the, like, big, honestly, it's one of my favorite, like, big four, like, pay-per-views that I love watching, the Royal Rumble. But, yeah.
This is probably where you, like, I'm at too, like, where I thought it was fine. Like, we're getting okay, fine, serviceable. I would say for Royal Rumble standards, if it's just WWE PLE standards, this is decent, and this is decent enough, like Jose said. But as far as Royal Rumble standards, this is below average. This is below average. And yet, like, even last year's Royal Rumble, where you had all the negative reaction to Charlotte winning and Jey Uso winning, I think that show was much better than this show.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was at like an 8 out of 10 for last year's show. I will not be getting anywhere close to an 8 out of 10 on this show. So that is a spoiler alert for what we're going to talk about on this night. But let us know in the live chat what you thought about the Royal Rumble and everything else, all your thoughts. You can send a super chat donation if you want to make sure your comment is highlighted on screen. But we're going to start things off. They started off the show. We see Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss showing up. We see Liv Morgan showing up, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, the Judgment Day, all showing up together. Nia Jax and Lash Legend, they did this weird camera shot where it focused on Nia's boobs, and then it zoomed out like it was the Okada Rainmaker pose, which was kind of weird. It was boobamania. You had Rhea Ripley and Io Sky showing up. We see Gunther and AJ Styles preparing for their matchup. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn showing up at the building. We see the great and all-powerful Triple H arriving at the building. We see Jey Uso, Jacob Fatu, Javon Evans, and Cody Rhodes were all arriving at the stadium. Triple H did get a negative response before the show when he was showed arriving at the building. Also, Jey Uso got pretty loud boos when they showed him arriving at the building. And of course, on the intro video, Triple H was all over it because, you know, he hates the spotlight. I hate what they're doing to him. I hate the fact they keep putting him in the spotlight when we know he hates it. Like, this is so rude. It's so rude of WWE to do this to him. The stadium seats, like we said before, had lights on them that made them look completely empty in the night. There does appear to be fans filling the seating, but it was a really bad visual. And I think they realized how bad this looked, especially with like the response online. So they took the lights off about 10 minutes into the opening matchup. And now you can see that there was fans in those seats. The opening bell rang about 13 minutes into the show as they give the grand introduction for the Women's Royal Rumble matchup. And entering at number 1, Alex McCarthy gave us a spoiler. It wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler that he gave us because he told us on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast that he believed Charlotte was going to be number 1 and number 2 was going to be her tag team partner, Alexa Bliss. So much for that random jarring Adam Pearce was mentioning earlier. Flair and Bliss had a silly exchange early on where they did, eventually kind of get on the same page and decide they were going to work together, which we all, think tag teams should do that, but it just made for a very awkward 90 seconds of them teasing, going after each other, and then backing off and telling the other they were just kidding. And then Bliss jumped on Charlotte's back to wait for the third participant to get to the ring. Entering number 3 was Kiana James. She hit a bit of offense before she was overwhelmed by the former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, but they decided not to eliminate her, and they basically just stopped for the number 4 entrant, Nia Jax, who came out to some boos. She started using her size to dominate. She turned and gave the fans the suck it gesture, which hardly seems appropriate in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Ivy Nile came out. She entered in number 5. She tried some power moves on Nia, which didn't work, and Nia took her down. We did get a good reaction for Lola Vice, who came out to some cheers, making her Royal Rumble debut, the first Cuban female wrestler to appear in the Royal Rumble. She handed out some kicks to everyone. Nia was unimpressed and leveled Vice with a clothesline before mocking her hip dance. James got Nia on her shoulders and delivered a Samoan drop. That got a good response from the fans. Then Candice LeRae was in next at number 7. Michael Cole reminded us that LeRae and Jax were a team in the past and they started working together. In came next was Jordan Grace, who started using her power to overwhelm everyone in sight. She would eliminate Candice LeRae, Lola Vice, and Ivy Nile, the first 3 eliminated from the matchup. Bliss and Nia wound up on the apron as Bliss and Flair tried to eliminate Nia, but Nia would hold on to Bliss when Flair hit her with the big boot and basically shoving Bliss off the apron as well. So Charlotte Flair eliminated her tag team partner. Flair acted shocked by this, while Bliss was completely stunned at her tag team partner for eliminating her. Then this brought out Charlotte Flair's arch nemesis, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. Happy birthday to Becky, whose birthday was on Friday. She went after Flair, and the two got into a brawl. They both rolled out of the ring and continued to brawl at ringside, not eliminated because they went under the ropes. In at number 10 was Sol Ruca of NXT, and she immediately comes in and hits this wonderful looking springboard somersault double clothesline on 2 women before going after Becky. She continued to shine until number 11 came out, and that was Roxanne Perez, who was dressed, I believe, I forget the name, but she was dressed like the Kim Possible villain. That was awesome. That was pretty cool.
Shido.
Yeah, Cito. That was awesome. I did appreciate the cosplay. Then you get at number 12 was Maxine Dupree. She went after Becky Lynch, of course. It was like a Raw match with Dupree getting moments to shine, but the crowd did not care at all. With Dupree standing tall, you already knew who was coming out at number 13. With new music, it is Natty, not Natalia anymore. She is Natty, and she has new theme music and everything. She went right after Dupree. Dupree put Natty in the ankle lock, and Natty rolled out of it. Becky Lynch then gave Dupree a manhandle slam and eliminates her. But then Becky started basically bragging and patting the shoulder of Natty, and Natty basically eliminates Becky and dumps her from the ring for a surprise elimination. So it was like, oh, so we're not getting AJ Lee. That kind of sucks. Liv Morgan was out next at number 14. She hits James with an Oblivion before giving Sol Ruca the 3 Amigos. She worked together with Perez before Lash Legend came out at number 16. She was quick to eliminate Jordan Grace right off the rip. Zelina Vega came out at number 16, and number 17 was Raquel Rodriguez. The 3 Judgment Day women worked together to eliminate Kiana James, who put up a fight against Perez and Morgan before being eliminated by Raquel. At number 18 was Chelsea Green, who got a good response from the fans. She came out with Alba Fire in her corner. Green tried to form an alliance with the Judgment Day, but they declined. Green smacked Liv in the face, so Perez and Rodriguez went after her. Fire wound up in the ring while trying to help Green, so Rodriguez eliminated her, even though she wasn't in the matchup. Number 19 was a women's United States champion, Julia. Green was almost eliminated, but got her feet on Fire's back, who crawled around on the outside to avoid elimination. That was a cool spot. Io Sky came in at number 20 and woke the crowd up as they were like, oh, finally a star, as she started doing her pose and looked like the Yellow Ranger. But apparently her and Rhea were going for a Sylvester and Tweety look, which that was cool too. With Sky and Julia standing tall, out came our third Japanese Joshi wrestling legend, Asuka. So we had a face-off between the three Japanese women in the ring. They face off with one another, with Julia and Asuka teaming up on Io. Io would duck a kick from Asuka, and Asuka kicked Julia in the face. At number 22 came Rhea Ripley. She comes out to a huge pop from the fans. Her entrance included fireworks and everything. Wade Barrett says you need to be a pretty big star to get pyro in the Rumble. Julia eliminated Zelina Vega with a knee strike on the apron before Rhea Ripley came in. She basically feigned joining the Green regime and being part of the Secret Harvest, doing Green's pose, and then tossed her from the ring. She then eliminated Roxanne Perez with a razor's edge onto Alba and Chelsea in a cool spot. Bailey would be in at number 23 and went after Sol Ruca. Cole talked about Ruca beating her at Saturday night's main event. In at number 24 was another surprise, NXT Women's Champion JC Jane. She focused her offense on Sol Ruca. Natty went after Liv, so Rodriguez made the save. Natty wound up on the apron, and Liv gave her the Oblivion over the top rope to knock her off the apron to eliminate her in a cool spot. Then we get Nikki Bella, who got one of the bigger pops of the entrance so far. Nikki flashed, was shining for a moment here, giving Rodriguez a tornado DDT, but Morgan cut her off with a code breaker. In came Lyra Valkyria at number 26. Lyra ran wild for a bit as she was trying to hit some high-flying offense. There was a lot of women wearing all black gear, which I don't was a choice. I mean, there's other colors in the color bar, ladies. I'm just saying we gotta distinguish y'all from a crowd. Like, it was crazy. It was very crowded in this Royal Rumble match. Julia and Bailey went at it. Valkyria flew in and eliminated Julia while saving Bailey at the same time. Then at number 27 was another NXT representative. You had Kalani Jordan. She immediately comes in and hits a Phoenix Splash on the NXT Women's Champion, hitting Rodriguez and Morgan with the double DDT. Kairi Sane was in at number 28. She worked together with Asuka to try to eliminate Rhea, but Rhea managed to stay in. Zayn then almost eliminated Asuka by accident, but stopped short of knocking her off. Sky went after them, but Asuka wound up on the apron trying to hold on for dear life. Sky avoided a Zayn forearm, and she accidentally eliminates Asuka. And you could see the fear on her face as Asuka had a crazed look on her face. Zayn was frozen in shock, so Io took advantage and knocked her out with this dramatic fall by Kairi, where she went, dropped like in 3 sets. Asuka then grabbed her by the hair and they left out. And then we get the biggest pop of the entire show. Brie Bella is back in WWE for the first time, I believe, in like 7-8 years. Brie hits the ring. Well, no, I think it's been about 4 years since she was in the 2022 Royal Rumble matchup. Brie, if they had a roof, it would have blew off. The place went absolutely nuts for Brie Bella. Brie comes in and she hits the yes kicks like someone that has never thrown kicks in her life. The fans chanted yes for her. As Cole said, we knew who she was playing homage to without mentioning who she was playing homage to. Brie then has a moment where she hugs Nikki to another big pop from the fans. They were tackled by the Judgment Day to take them down before number 30 came out, and it was Tiffany Stratton making her first appearance since losing the WWE Women's Championship on the November 1st Saturday night's main event. She wiped out 5 women in the ring with a senton bomb. from. Stratton and Flair went at it as a little bit of a callback to WrestleMania 41. They were tackled by Rodriguez and Morgan. The remaining women brawled, and the crowd was really into it from here on out. Once Brie Bella came in, it turned up a bit. It got better. The first 40 minutes of this matchup was boring as hell. I'll just tell y'all that. Brie and Nikki simultaneously eliminate Bailey and Lyra, and then put the L's on their foreheads to basically taunt them as the crowd start chanting yes once again. Jane eliminates Kalani Jordan from the ring and told her to go back to NXT. But when she wasn't paying attention, Ruca comes out of nowhere and hits the Soul Snatcher and dumps the NXT Women's Champion. Lash Legend tried to eliminate Nikki, but Brie flew in for the save. But Lash dumped both Bella twins to huge boos from the crowd. The crowd is not happy at all. Started chanting overrated at Lash Legend. F you, Saudi. Flair went after Lash next, but Lash boots her off the apron, and in a mere minutes, she eliminates Nikki and Brie Bella and Charlotte Flair, 3 bona fide Hall of Famers in one instant. They really put over Lash Legend in this matchup. Flair was the Iron Woman of the matchup, nearly lasting an hour at 59 minutes, 49 seconds. Sky and Lash battled on the apron. Sky got Lash in a leg lock until Lash just smashed her with her other leg right in the face, and Io fell out to eliminate her. That was 5 eliminations for Lash Legend. She was the elimination queen of the matchup. Rhea Ripley was pissed off by that and faced off with Lash. Morgan, Ruca, and Stratton each tried to get involved, but Rhea and Lash knocked them all out easily. Lash got the better of the exchange and booted Ripley. Ripley then got back to her feet, and Raquel Rodriguez booted her right back down. Rodriguez then went at it with Lash. Lash got the better of her as well. However, after Lash fended off Raquel, it was Rhea who clotheslined Lash out of the ring. That got a big reaction as Rhea Ripley eliminates Lash Legend. But then Rodriguez eliminates Ripley with a Tejada bomb right onto the apron, a brutal spot. Rhea Ripley is eliminated. That got a huge reaction. But just as Raquel was celebrating that, Liv Morgan eliminates her Judgment Day partner, to a big reaction from the crowd, and we are down to three blondes, even though Triple H might not know Ruca is half black. He probably doesn't know that, so don't nobody tell him. The final 3 is Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, and Ruca. They all traded moves until Tiffany tries to go for the prettiest moonsault ever. Ruca avoided it, and Liv got her knees up. Then Soul catches both ladies with the Soul Snatcher. Ruca then tried to eliminate them simultaneously, which would have made her the winner, but they all avoided it, and they pull Soul down as they're all dangling from the top rope. The final 3 ended up all on the apron. Ruca tried to hit her finisher on Tiffany, but Tiffany was able to sword it, and she basically pushes Soul off the top rope and down to the floor, so Soul is eliminated. But just as she does that, Liv comes up, she runs up to Tiffany, and she hits the Oblivion off the apron. She stays on, and Liv Morgan is our 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner. The bulk of this matchup was pretty pedestrian, I would say. It was like 50 minutes of really nothing happening until like you get to like number 20, and it's EO, and then you got like Rhea Ripley at that point. Bailey comes out. Like a bunch of the star power was in the second half of the matchup, but the match really picked up, and I thought the final like 10-15 minutes after Brie Bella comes out at number 29 and energized this crowd, it really picked up. It got better, it got good, but it doesn't make up for 2/3 of the matchup not being the best and being pretty boring. So I gave this matchup 3 stars. I think that the MVPs of the matchup have to be like Ruca for lasting over 50 minutes and being the star from NXT. Lash Legend eliminating 5 participants. Charlotte Flair kind of being the glue by being in there for almost an hour. And of course, Liv Morgan picking up the victory in the end. Well deserving for Liv, who's been runner-up twice before before and been in every single Royal Rumble matchup. And she is really Miss Saudi Arabia because she's won a Women's World Championship in Saudi Arabia, won the Crown Jewel Women's Championship before in Saudi Arabia, and now she is the Women's Royal Rumble winner. What did you think about the Women's Rumble?
I mean, you pretty much summed it up. Like it was like in the beginning, you know, it's crazy because it's like it started off kind of slow, and then it was like kind of. I think what made it worse is like the fans, the Saudi Arabia fans, like, you know, it was just very like this, and then once like Io, Rhea, like those like huge stars, like it started to build up, and it's like it should have been, you know, like I feel like it should have been like that. It should have been consistently like that from the beginning, from when it started to the end, right? So yeah, it was just very like, you know, it was okay. Like you said, the highlights, like Sol Ruca. Honestly, I feel like she's gonna be NXT Women's Champion. Like she deserves to be like champion.
If she's staying on NXT, she needs to beat JC Jane. She's the only one that seems ready to do that.
Right. Yeah. Like I feel like she, you know, or if she does get called up, like she's like one of the people that deserves to get called up if she doesn't stay in NXT. Right. So you have that, you have like Io Sky, like Brie like shockingly enough, like I said before, I was very surprised that Brie was an entry. But as you said, a lot of people in Saudi Arabia, they love the Bellas. That's probably one of the two people that they wanted. They wanted Nikki and Brie. They wanted the Bella twins. So yeah, that was a really cool moment. In my opinion, I was gonna say with Roxanne, with the whole cosplay with the Shigo, I think it would have been kind of cool if all three of them would have like cohesively like cosplay. Like one of them could have been I forgot the boss that's with Shigo. I forgot his name. But one of them could have been that person, and then the other person could have been like Kim Possible or whatever. Yeah. Like that would have been if they would have been cohesively like if their looks would have been cohesively with each other. I think that could have built like a better story within the Judgment Day, you know. But that's my opinion. The other thing is, was Rhea sick? Because I don't know, because like her face, like she had this little red thing on her nose. So I don't know if she.
It was. That's what I said before. She was trying to be Sylvester from Sylvester and Tweety. That's why Sylvester has the red. Like yes. I questioned that as well until I saw online that was what they were going for. That was what they were cosplaying.
Okay, yeah, because when I first like saw it like first time, I was like, is she sick? Like, was that on, or I was just like, or was that purposely there? Like, she purposely did that. So now that you said that she was portraying Sylvester and Io was Tweety, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was gonna say something, but yeah, like overall, it was, you know, it like towards the end, it got good. You know, towards the end, it got good, but I feel like it should have been consistently that way from the beginning to the end. So I would give it maybe 2.5, 3 stars. I'm happy that Liv won, and it's so crazy because like her journey from when she was in every Royal Rumble, and like from when she started to where like she was like one of the first women's wrestler that got eliminated like really fast.
Yeah.
Until Chelsea beat that record. So from that to like winning the Royal Rumble, it's like it was like, wow, like what a journey that she had. So yeah.
It's great to see kind of the evolution
Yes.
of Liv that we've seen over like the last couple of years, especially where she's become this big star for the women's division. And I said it at the end, like with the two winners of the Royal Rumble. This is WWE saying full throttle, like we only care about star power. We don't care about the best wrestlers or any of that. We care if you become a star on a certain level. That is who we're gonna reward when it comes around Royal Rumble time, and that's what they did with the two Royal Rumble winners with Liv and the way that she's kind of elevated herself to that star power.
Yeah, and also it also kind of looked like the audience, like when in the beginning, it just kind of felt like they didn't know who they were. Like some of them, so
Yeah.
they stayed quiet. They're like, who are they? And then once, like I said, once EO, they're like, oh, EO, cool. That's when they start to cheer. So it's
we
like,
get to do this, yay!
yes. Yeah.
But we got a special guest joining us as well on the panel. He is the founder and creator of Dirt Sheet Radio. He usually joins us for our pay-per-view reviews of AEW, but I was like, you know what? Everybody else is busy from True Hill Heat. How about we try you out on a WWE PLE and one of the biggest of the year? He is the one and only Jon Escudero. How you doing, good brother?
What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. I definitely did not set an alarm last night. I'm here. I'm happy to talk about the Royal Rumble. I'm glad I haven't missed much. I heard you guys talking about the first match of the night.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was, you know what? Just a quick overall, like one sentence. I didn't think it was as bad as other people thought it was, but I've decided that's because I'm not emotionally attached. Like, you know, I didn't like care that Roman won particularly, but I could see how people would be mad about, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I actually didn't think this was that bad of a show.
No, that's what we were saying like earlier when we gave our overall thoughts. I think like the main word is what Wendy said. She was like, overall, it was just mid. It was kind of like it was like neutral. It was fine, serviceable, okay. Like it's not good. It's not great. Yeah. And I think that is, but I think that is reasonable to expect for a Royal Rumble for it to be that good. And even like last year, like you said, like a lot of the vitriol that I've heard about the show and why people think it's bad is because of the winners. I would say that the reaction to the winners last year was worse, but that was a better show.
Yeah, I can agree with that. In particular, you guys are talking about this women's match, the women's Rumble match. I thought that was like the worst part of the night. Those first hour.
That's what I said with like my summary of the matchup. Like, it's like it was 50 minutes of just boring pedestrian wrestling, and then Brie Bella came out, and the crowd went crazy, and the last couple of minutes were actually good.
Brie Bella getting like the Michael Jackson reaction, like that was insane. That was insane, bro.
I was like, Brie mode has never ever got that type of reaction ever in her life.
Nikki never got something like that. How did she internalize that when she goes to the back? She was struggling to get a reaction for months. And Brie came back in 1 second and got the loudest pop of the night. One of.
I honestly would say it was the loudest pop of the night. Like
there was one underrated pop where it was like when they threw Lash Legend out after she got rid of Rhea Ripley, they lost their minds.
Because she became the villain because she eliminated both Bella twins. That's why.
So many people too. She was a beast in this match. Like the way they booked her was like excellent. I thought for her particularly, like she went out there, got all these major eliminations, made herself like the star of the match, like the bad guy star of the match, and successfully, I thought.
Yeah. So what is your like overall thoughts on the matchup and Liv winning?
Liv, I think that was the right choice. But as the Rumble went on, I only thought it was the right choice because there was no one else. Like there's no one else in this match that should win. I was like, damn, Liv really is winning this. But yeah, right choice. there was a spot at the end that bothered me a little bit. Like I was like, right when they're like about to finish the match, she takes a finisher and then just stands up like, oh shit, it's time to finish the match. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what was that? Again, and not many people didn't even notice it. Like, but it was just wild to me. I was like, Super Saiyan Liv. Good stuff though. I mean, that was the most entertaining part of this match anyway. So like, fucking fine. What up, everybody? I see your comments, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, everybody's happy to see you, good brother. Yeah, like I would say, like overall, not to spoil like my thoughts on the men's Royal Rumble. I was like, if you combine both Royal Rumbles, it's a very good Royal Rumble. But like this Royal Rumble is 50 minutes of not much happening, and then the last 10 to 15 minutes, it was good. And then the men's Royal Rumble was the first 40 minutes or so is actually good, and then it got worse as it went on. Like if you combine those together, that's a very good Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, a lot of people showing love to Lash. Yeah, she had to be. She was my MVP of the matchup. They made her look like a beast. I think I predicted her having the most eliminations, and I was glad that they did that because she needed that type of rub in this Rumble. Like Naya's done it multiple times before. It was Lash's time.
Yeah.
She
I was surprised. Somebody mentioned Bianca. I was surprised she didn't show up. I thought for sure, like, bro, what happened? Like, last year, she was like, I broke my finger. And I was like, oh, we'll see her by the summer. It's been a year. What the fuck? Yeah. She's so hurt. like I don't even know if it's her anymore. Like, does she want to come back? Like, what the fuck happened? What kind of complications happened with the broken finger? That's insane.
Yeah, it really is like worrying that she's not back yet. But remember, like I think it was like 3-4 months ago, it went from she just has a broken finger injury to she has a broken knuckle. Like I think that is a lot more serious than we thought it was. But still, I don't think that a lot of people expected her to be out for now. This is going on like month 10. It's been 10 months since she's been gone.
Someone said she's so hurt. Montez is off TV. He somehow it affected him.
Oh man, freaking! I had drunk guy JJ Wendy in our chat saying that he thinks that Bianca's pregnant.
I try, like, you know what? I think I never try to like. Sometimes that can happen, like with the women for sure. Like, yeah. One day you're wrestling, and the next day, whoops. And so like but because of their the lifestyle and the way that they make their money, their career, so it's not always easy to have a baby. So I never want to speculate on someone's pregnancy or whatever, because then they lose the baby and like that is fucked up. I never want to. I don't even bring that shit up. So it's definitely possible though, like 100% possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I just think that the injury is much more serious than it originally was kind of alluded to be. So I think that's why she's been out so long. But yes, so who do y'all think is going to be Liv's opponent at WrestleMania? Because, of course, she can choose between the WWE Women's Championship and the WWE Women's World Championship. Currently, the WWE Women's Championship is held by Jade Cargill. She's been feuding with Jordynne Grace as of late. I don't know if they're going to do that matchup before WrestleMania. And then you have Stephanie Vaquer, who's the WWE Women's World Champion, but she's facing Liv's Judgment Day partner, the person that she eliminated from the Royal Rumble in the Final Four, Raquel Rodriguez. I've been hearing more and more people thinking that Raquel's going to win on Monday to set up Raquel versus Liv. What do you think, Wendy? Who do you think is going to face Liv at WrestleMania?
Oh, I mean, I don't think she's going to go for Jade, though. I don't think she's going to go for Jade, so I think she's probably going to go for the Stephanie, or as you said, if Raquel wins that title, be her and Raquel. But they would have to build the story for that. Like how how would they build the story with Liv and Raquel? Either the elimination that she did at Royal Rumble, like if they're really gonna do this, they have to like really build the story really well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Stephanie Vicaire because I want to see that matchup more than any of the other matchups. I am sorry, yeah, it would be probably an interesting story to finally do some type of Judgment Day culmination of all the dissension that they've done over the last like 2 years with this group. I'm just not interested at all in a Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez matchup at WrestleMania. Not at all. Once the bell rings, my interest will completely go to a zero. So John, what do you think?
Oh man,
I think that's kind of the way I feel about any possible Liv Morgan match. Like, she's gonna be involved in that motherfucker anyway, bro. I don't know if Stephanie Becker can carry her to something worth watching anyway. So I mean, I like Stephanie Becker so much. I love her as champion. I love the effort that they put into her. I sometimes wonder if maybe they could do a little more with the storytelling as far as her being champion. Sometimes she just gets attacked and she's like, I want revenge. I was like, okay, I think we can do a little more than that. But the Raquel Rodriguez Liv Morgan thing, it does have way more meat to it. And with Liv not exactly being like Mrs. Bryan Danielson, like to me, it don't matter whether it's Raquel or Stephanie. Like, Liv's in that match, bro. So you might as well put Raquel in there because at least they have the year's worth of storytelling that these writers love. They love to build off their own shit. They love to smell of their own farts. So they would definitely do something much better with the Judgment Day story than they would with Stephanie versus Liv, I think.
Yeah, I just want Stephanie to verse one of these stars during this title reign. Like she hasn't faced any of the stars. She's faced Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez like primarily during this whole reign.
She's sort of been. It reminds me of like when they used to. I mean, they still do, but it's like the world champions when they used to definitely have a B world champion. Like, this guy's the main event world champion, but he's in the mid card. Type shit. That's kind of the way she's been used on TV. But again, I was just glad that she came right up to the main roster and they were like, okay, she's one of the featured stars. Just wish they could have put a little more effort to the storytelling. But again, it is what it is.
I would rather Liv versus Roxanne. That would
that would be better. That would be much better.
Yeah.
I would love that over the Raquel story, but the Raquel story, you are right, John, that has more history to it. I'm just saying, like, I've seen Liv Morgan have good to great matches. I've seen only one great match. One person get great matches out of Raquel Rodriguez. Rhea Ripley. That's it. That's the only person I've ever seen get a great match out of Raquel Rodriguez, or a very good matchup out of Raquel Rodriguez.
I've always wondered if they were going to, because she was originally earmarked, like she was going to be Rhea Ripley level. She was going to be Bianca Belair level. And then she had the unfortunate medical situation. So I always kind of wondered if they were going to get back to that. And sometimes it feels like that. When she's standing in front of Stephanie Becker, she's got the belt up. I feel like Triple H still wants that for her. So, I mean, I think even though Liv won the Rumble and Raquel's going to Mania, I don't know if that necessarily means she's going to drop the belt or whatever. I think it could just be the beginning of a big push, which sounds like that might be worse for you.
I dread that even more. All right. Let's talk about the second match on the show, which was one of the most anticipated of the show, even with the two Royal Rumble matches. It was the Ring General Gunther going one-on-one with the phenomenal AJ Styles. If Styles loses, he must retire from WWE. Styles entered to a massive reaction from the fans. Like the 180, like it was like the crowd took the all the excitement that they had towards the latter half of the Women's Royal Rumble, and they just gave it all throughout this entire 24-minute matchup that these two excellent professional wrestlers had. We get Styles hitting a few chops early on until Gunther applied a headlock. The crowd booed whenever Gunther was on offense, and they cheered and went nuts whenever AJ got any bit of offense in this matchup. Styles hits his drop kick, and the fans just start going nuts at this point. They were going crazy. However, Gunther booted Styles out of the ring, gave him a backdrop on the announce table, and then drove him into the ring post. We get "fuck you, Gunther" chance at this point. Styles has a giant bloody gash on his left arm, perhaps from landing on the announce table. Gunther gives him a huge back body drop, Shawn Michaels style, and applies a Boston Crab, but Styles kicked his way out of it and then hits a Pele kick. Styles followed with the Ushigoroshi and got a 2 count. Gunther would avoid the Styles clash and nailed a bat-like lariat and got a 2 count on AJ. AJ caught Gunther into the calf crusher, but Gunther quickly got to the ropes. He grabbed it for the quick rope break. Styles held on for a full 4 seconds. Gunther responded with a front drop kick, and then he hits the power bomb, but he's only able to get a 2 count. Gunther charged at Styles, but Styles kicked his leg out of his leg and applied a calf crusher once again on the ring general. Gunther was close to the ropes, so Styles rolled to the middle of the ring and reapplied it. Gunther managed to grab his arm around Styles and applies the sleeper hold. Styles countered that, but Gunther reapplied the sleeper hold over and over again until Styles dumped him from the ring. Styles followed with a phenomenal forearm to the floor, and then Styles slid Gunther back into the ring. He went up top, but Gunther chopped him and met him on the ropes. They countered each other and found themselves back in the middle of the ring, where Styles hit Gunther with his own power bomb, and he gets a near fall on that. Styles then followed up with a springboard 450. He then picks up Gunther, and he finally hits him with the Styles clash for the first time in their 2 matches, and he gets a 2.5 on that one. Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, but Gunther ducked it. Gunther almost collided with the referee as he avoided a sleeper and then used the distraction to low blow Styles, and then he hits the powerbomb the same way that he beat him in Dusseldorf, but AJ kicks out at 2.5. Gunther chopped Styles repeatedly in the corner, booted him to the ground. Gunther kept booting him in the corner until the referee backed him off. The ref told Styles that he could stop the match if he wanted. Gunther barged back in with repeated chops over and over again until the referee backed him off once again to check on AJ. Gunther kept clobbering Styles repeatedly until Styles got to his feet and responded with Gunther's chops with some forearms as the crowd were cheering and trying to rally him on. Styles booted Gunther in the corner and then went for the phenomenal forearm, but Gunther caught him and applies the sleeper hold. Styles starts to fade like John Cena, but he fought to his feet. Gunther fended him off, clinged on to the sleeper, but then Styles got close to the rope break, but Gunther pulled his arm away. Gunther maintained control of the sleeper. Styles would reach weakly for the ropes, but it was too far away. Styles' arm then fell as he looked unconscious with his hair over his face. The referee was pleading with AJ to answer him. Do you quit? Are you okay, AJ? Fight AJ. He was basically cheering for AJ as it would be revealed post-match that this is one of AJ's best friends. Then he finally lifts AJ's arm up. He checks his arm, but AJ is completely out, and the referee calls for the bell. The bell rings. Gunther wins. AJ loses. AJ Styles must retire from WWE. You see, the crowd is completely stunned and shocked. They were rallying and cheering loudly for AJ this entire matchup, but he faded away and his career is over. The crowd just filled with disappointment. We see Styles as he finally wakes up. He has no idea what happened as Gunther is celebrating. The fans, as AJ got to his feet, they gave him a round of applause after Gunther left. AJ basically looks at the crowd, bids them farewell. He looks like he's about to take off his gloves and leave them in the center of the ring, similar to what John Cena did for his retirement. But AJ, as he He takes off the gloves. He hears the crowd chanting loudly, "No, no, no." So he puts back on the gloves and the crowd pops. An emotional AJ does his signature pose in the center of the ring. He was about to leave, but then he climbs back into the ring one more time to pose for the fans as they hit his music, and AJ gives them one bit last goodbye. He walks off the ramp. He did the too sweet sign when he got back into the ring as well, which could be a hint. I don't know. But he goes up the ramp. He gives the crowd a final kiss goodbye, and he leaves as AJ Styles' WWE career is over. This was a fantastic match. Superb in-ring work between two of the best pro wrestlers in the game today. Loved the storytelling, the drama, the emotion. The stakes were high and the crowd really added to that. This was the best that the crowd was the entire show. They were into this from the minute go, and throughout the whole matchup, they cheered and rallied for AJ. They booed everything that Gunther was doing. Gunther was the ultimate foil for AJ, and AJ is so smart in the way that he paces his matches, the way he structures his matches. He fought from underneath, but he got beaten and beaten down and beaten down, and sleeper after sleeper, he struggled and struggled, and he gave us the finish that should have been the finish for the John Cena retirement match of him fading away, getting choked out, sleeper hold, and that was it for him. And just the farewell at the end, we could talk about that in depth by itself, but the match was absolutely brilliant. I gave it 4.5 stars. An excellent match, one of the best WWE matches of the year so far. Wendy, what did you think about the match, and then also the post match with AJ?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the match. I agree everything that you say. Like, it was like how it started, and you know how everything all came together, including the fact that you have these two great wrestlers, professional wrestlers, and they're going at it with each other, and added on to the referee that has been part of the majority of AJ's career. You know, he started, well, he was in TNA, if for people that know. He was in TNA. So he was pretty much part of majority of AJ's matches throughout his career. So it was an overall like come together story. And the matches was great. The fans, they went like they literally was going hard for AJ. Like they didn't want him to quit. They didn't want him to lose. And the fact that they were going the hell out of Gunther was like it just all came together. And agreed, that should have been the ending to the John Cena match. But, you know, AJ was probably like, I ain't going to tap like no bitch. So I'm just going to pass out, you know? So it's like, oh, you know, it was, I really enjoy this match. I really enjoy it. I give it 4 stars. And the post match, you know, him like not taking off the gloves, and you know, it's like, yeah, he's finished with his in-ring career, but don't believe anything AJ Styles says. I don't believe nothing that man says. He's a liar. That man, I met this man before he went to WWE, and I asked him, is he ever going to WWE? And he said no to me. And the next time I saw him was at Royal Rumble when he made his debut, and I'm like, what a liar. Don't believe nothing that man says. But overall, I enjoyed the match. That's just me being ranting. But overall, I loved it. It's not over for AJ. It's not over.
John, what did you think?
Well, again, I can echo everything you guys said. The match was perfect. Was a lot of the reason why I enjoyed the show so much. I was like, this is kind of wrestling I enjoy. Gunther, one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet, hands down. And then AJ Styles, one of the greatest of all time. The post-match was the most interesting to me because there's just a couple of ways to read it, and there's like a really exciting way to read it, and then there's a less exciting way to read it, but it's still something readable. There was still a message there. It wasn't for no reason. Like, it's very clear that AJ Styles hasn't had his last wrestling match. I don't know if that means that it's going to be, you know, it's that 5 years from now in WWE again after a backstage run, you know, that could definitely mean that. He could definitely just mean I'm not done forever, but I'm retired right now, right? But I don't know, man. I would love for it to mean the other thing. Like, but it doesn't. I meant it like to burst the bubble. Like, there was no part of that seemed like it wasn't scripted. You know, like it was all part of the show. Like AJ Styles doesn't get to steal time from the program. You know, he doesn't get to go leave the ring and then come back in and all that shit. Unless it's production, unless production is ready for that, unless they know that it's coming. So I highly doubt that they were like, AJ Styles is gonna tease a AEW run on WWE right now. Because otherwise, that's the only way to read it, right? Like some other motherfucker, is he teasing like a whole run in another company right now? Like that doesn't even compute. Like there's no way they let him come out here and tease a whole ass AEW run at on WWE television. That's the thing. It's so much that I just don't believe that it's gonna happen. Now, don't get me wrong, it would be awesome. AJ Styles and AEW for the rest of 2026. He's got all these matches left. The people that claim they want him to go to TNA are the ones that make me sick. Like,
y'all are bugging. Like, I understand. Oh, he started there. He should end it there. Not in the state that TNA is at.
Nah. First of all, you're telling me you're such a fucking sick person that you'd rather see AJ Styles end his career with Mike Santana and Kazarian. I love Kazarian. All right. I've been watching Kazarian longer than a lot of you people have. I remember Kazarian with the long hair on Velocity. How many of y'all remember that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love him. I no way want to see AJ Styles finish his fucking career in TNA. I would rather he just retired in Saudi Arabia, like full on. I would rather never see AJ Styles again than to see him wrestle his last match in TNA. Could you imagine AJ Styles versus fucking Frank Kazarian, middle of the card too, because they're probably gonna main event it with like Moose or some shit, and in front of 6,000 people that don't. I don't even want to keep imagining this scenario. AJ Styles, if anything, just go away, go backstage, go live your life. Don't get back on television if that's what you're thinking. Like, and then, of course, I have tickets to Revolution, so I was like, it'd be really nice if he shows up. If he shows up in Los Angeles. I have all these reasons I would love for him to go to AEW. I just don't. It seems far-fetched to me. He seems so satisfied in WWE. And it's not like these other people that need to take a chance and see what it would be like. His whole first half of his career was outside of WWE. You don't need to see what that's like anymore. I feel like he's had a complete career. If he ended it right now, I wouldn't really be disappointed.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be disappointed at all. He's still going to be one of the all-time greats, one of the greatest in-ring performers of this generation or of all time. He revolutionized the business. He inspired like a whole generation of like indie kids, like your Johnny Garganos, your Ricochets. They all come from the tree that starts with the AJ Styles, the Christopher Daniels, the Samoa Joes, the CM Punks. Like those are the guys that kind of started a wave outside of WWE that basically transferred to the Ring of Honors, to the TNAs, and then eventually to the WWEs. Like AJ's, so he has cemented his legacy already. So if he wanted to end it right here, I'd be perfectly fine with it. But it just never felt like this was the final matchup. It just never felt like this is really the end. And it don't matter. You can have Peter Rosenberg, you can have Peter Parker, Peter Piper Pipper Pecker go on a post show and tell me, "Oh no, guys, I'm serious. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. It's really the end. This is the final match that he's gonna have. I swear to God, guys, it's the final match." Triple H, AJ told me he's done with the in-ring part. So like, you could tell me all you want, but it just never felt like it was the end. And that post-match with him putting back on the gloves, like really just solidified it. This is the third time this week that he's hinted that this is not the end. He said it. He said it one on Monday Night Raw. Gunther's trying to end my WWE career. Why would you specifically say that? Why would you specifically say WWE career? And then he also, in the same breath, in the same promo, said, I have a lot of guys in locker rooms all over the world that I still want to face. So like all of that. And then you can say it was the fourth tease because on SmackDown, he said that after Gunther, it's going to start the Phenomenal Farewell Tour. He's got a name for it and everything. So you can't tell me that this is the end for real because it just never felt like that. But I can see a world where AJ says, you know what? I'm actually done. I'm done. I'm happy with what I've contributed to WWE. I'm happy with what I contributed to pro wrestling. And I've talked so much about AJ Styles possibly going to AEW on Rated Raw Review, on AE Ramble, on True Hill Heat this week. And every time I talk about it, I'm like, this shit is just way too good to be true. It's like it's one of those cases where it's like you talk about Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Samoa Joe, Kazuchika Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, Hangman Adam Page, MJF, Fletcher,
stop it!
Come on, you talk about that. It doesn't sound real. It just doesn't sound real. It sounds like a make-believe story. So I said, I'm willing to put a percentage on it and say it's like 10%. I'll even go as high as 20, 25%. I can see him going to AEW. But in reality, it's a very small percentage of I can see him going to a place like AEW. It is probably a higher percentage that he goes to TNA because he wants to end off his career in this solemn, small way like he did here. This didn't feel like a retirement at all. He had none of the baby faces come out on stage. No one paid tribute to him. I don't think maybe they do it on Monday Night Raw or maybe they put him into the Hall of Fame or something to really celebrate his career, but it just didn't feel like the end here.
I can agree with that too. I think that's the thing. That's the reason why I keep keeping my expectations so low. It's just like you said, it's too good to be true. Like this is too cool. I can't want for that. I can't allow myself to want for that because then I'm gonna be disappointed in AJ when he doesn't choose it. Like how could you just stay there? Like what are you thinking? But I'm trying not to think that way about AJ. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of evidence and a lot of reasons why he could go to beyond like people are talking about Tony Khan. He's got like a straight up brotherhood connection with the Young Bucks. You know, like with Samoa
Joe, with Christopher Daniels, with Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay looks at him like he's his hero. The minute the match happened, Will posted on social media, phenomenal. A couple of minutes after the matchup, Mercedes Moné went on social media and said, I hope the rumors are true. The guys in AEW are playing this perfectly, in my opinion. They're playing this off perfectly with everything going on.
I think I saw Brian Myers try to get in on it, like from TNA, like, hey AJ, we have a space suit. And it's like, get your dirty ass out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Put that tweet away. We're not worried about you right now. And yeah, of course, like even story-wise, the comment mentioned right there, Styles versus Omega, like, number one, Kenny kicked that motherfucker, sent his ass to WWE. That should be the first person he comes after in AEW television. Don't get me. I could fantasy book AEW in AJ Styles for a year. Like you can get the best out of this year with AJ Styles, but don't. It's not gonna happen. It's never happening. Never gonna see that day.
I gotta talk myself out of it. Like I made this analogy multiple times this week of the AEW locker room of all those guys I just mentioned going to AJ's house like he's Tony Stark in Endgame and the Avengers are coming. They're like, we need you for the time.
We need you. We need you.
I want this so bad. I want it so bad, but I won't. My heart wants it so bad, but my head is telling me it's not going to happen. Stop it. Stop it. That's what's happening with it.
That picture of AJ Styles, that video of AJ Styles with the AEW belt is haunting me. It's haunting me.
Oh man. And like to add on to like the whole like the storyline, like if they do AJ and Omega, like and then Don Callis trying to get him to join his family, obviously because their main goal is to get rid of Kenny Omega, that would add a lot to the
His
story.
footprint, he fits in so well. He's like there's like a missing puzzle piece, and it just says AJ Styles on it. It's like, we're fine. You can see the picture without it, but it would fit really nice right in here. Oh my god.
Greg saying Tony Khan said Christopher Daniels in a private check with a blank with a private jet with a blank check directly AJ's front door.
He's got the AJ comes home and Christopher Daniels is there already. He's got the kid in his hand. Hey,
what are you doing here?
AJ.
What are you doing here? Oh, I came to check on you.
Oh, it just
Demigods.
check on you, you know? Oh, you know, just
If someone mentioned demigods, I would die. I would actually see. This is another thing. Like, that's like one of my favorite theme songs of all time. Like, don't even get me started, man. Fuck, this has to happen. Damn it, he has to join AEW. Where can I reach out to AJ Styles personally and plead and beg?
We need a change.org petition for AJ Styles.
Oh yeah.
I need him to know how much I need this.
Oh, we got another super chat donation here from Dion. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says it's 100% not the final match. There was no video package, no special entrance, put the gloves back on, and he trademarked his logos. Too many signs. Yeah, too many signs with like what if you know the news, if you just look at this matchup, and then if you hear what he's been saying as well, like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced at all.
If we do live in a world where AJ Styles, let's say, shows up at Revolution on March 15th or whatever, that would retroactively make the post match to this match so much better. Because like he was straight up teasing a run at another company at the Royal Rumble and got it under their nose. That's the thing that makes me feel like, damn, like, would he really have been able to get that much off on TV if they thought he was leaving? That's the biggest thing that keeps me grounded to the floor. Like, would they really have let him do all that if they thought he was going to AEW? And for that matter, would he like underhand trick them to get that done? I just don't see them having that kind of relationship. He's like, they loved him. He loved them. So, I mean, maybe they loved him so much they all understood what it was. And they were like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. Like, do it. It's not going to hurt us. That's not the kind of company they've ever been. So, like, I don't know, man.
It's oh man, it's so fun to talk about, but I'm less like I'm containing myself, and I'm like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. SP3. It's too good to be true. It's too good to be reality. It's great to talk about in your imaginations, but if it becomes reality, oh my god, this would be the most generational 6-month run in the history of our sport. Not only that, it would help AEW really peak out after like the last year that they've had. Like, how do you continue that momentum? AJ fucking Styles. Oh, yeah, we brought one of the Godfathers. Oh shit. Holy shit. That's gonna bring viewership. That's gonna bring eyes. That's gonna bring attention. That's such a big thing for everyone involved. They should be doing everything they can. Tony Khan should be launching emotion bombs at this man. All right, Christopher Daniels first. Then we send Joe. Then we send the Bucks. We're gonna get this motherfucker. We're gonna get him one way or another. I will buy Roblox for your kids. You understand? The whole company. Do they like Roblox? I'll buy every block there is. We can get AJ on TV. We have to.
Oh, and man. He's smart though. AJ's smart though, because he's probably playing into this. Like he in his mind, because he knows, like, everyone's like, is he going to AEW? Is he going to TNA? Like, is he staying as a backstage producer or whatever? And he knows, like, everyone's talking about this, because it's like, you never know, and fans are gonna go nuts. Is he not? We don't know.
It would be so interesting. It can honestly just be this, what King Potato says. AJ is staying, and he will end up being a producer backstage, and we're going to hear the news this week. He re-signed with WWE to be an ambassador.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's the thing I'm waiting for, the final nail. That contract article. It's either gonna be he signed a Legends deal or he's a free agent. If he's a free agent, I'm raising the odds by like 50%. Straight up. He's gone. He's going to AEW. That's just what I'm waiting for. There's been no news on his contract yet. I've been waiting all morning. I listened to Meltzer last night. He had nothing. He was like, well, they said that he wasn't wrestling anymore. I was like, what the fuck? Nobody knows nothing. So we're waiting. He's good. He's in a good position, though. Wendy, you make a good point. Like, he's very smart. Like, no matter what happens, he's probably the most valuable right now that he's been in a long time. So I hope he really takes advantage of that. I.e., go to AEW, Uncle Allen. Get that shit done.
Yo, he can sign the biggest contract of his whole career by just going to AEW. And it could be a 6 month or match contract. It could be 5 matches in and out AEW run that ends in December of 2026 if he really wants to end his career this year. Like, it could be like that.
Has he seen the Sting run? Can we get him videos of Sting's retirement? I know they were friends, but they knew each other. Can we send Sting to his house? Can we tell, like, we'll make it happen.
And then even if he does go to AEW, a lot of the different opportunities he'll get, not just with AEW, go Ring of Honor, New Japan, like all different match opportunities for him. If he decides to go to AEW and do this retirement run, so many. It's a lot to think about, you know?
No, we got a super chat donation here from Dion Jenkins. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says, I need to hear Demigods on AEW Dynamite.
That song is licensed. It's like it's a sampled song of another song. And now that I'm thinking real deep about it, I don't even know if it's legally possible to play that on AEW TV. Ring of Honor probably stole that shit. Like,
yeah, you're probably right. Sinclair wasn't gonna purchase that even in the 2010s.
They aired this show at like 2 a.m., bro. Nobody knew they were playing this song. Like, nobody knew.
Oh man. So yeah. All right. So we won't put it on AEW. We'll just do a final percentage, 0 to 100. How sure are you that AJ Styles will wrestle again, John?
100.
Wendy.
Oh gosh. I'm hopeful. So it's 85% hopeful.
I'm gonna go 90%. I'm 90%. Like how all of this, even if it's on like the independency, it could be on the indies. I just think he's gonna wrestle at least one more time. So yeah, I'm like very sure of that after this. After seeing how everything went down, that's where I'm gonna be at. We got Carnage, who says 85%. We got Valab, who's giving it 100%. We got King Greg, who says 100%. Bonda is the lowest. He's saying 51%. We got Mr. Towns.
Protect your heart.
Yes, smart man. We got Mr. Towns, who says 100%. We got Pedro, who says 90% after yesterday, and we got Andrew, who goes lower than Mr. Bonda, saying 50%. I consider y'all, yeah. Protect your heart. And I agree with M Kid here, Myron Kid, who says, I'm pretty sure that Mikey Ruckus would cook up a new banger for AJ. After Ciampa, I'm fully confident in Mikey Ruckus. I didn't know we can have something as good or on the same level as No One Can Survive, but he hit it out the park with my shadow knows. That shit is a bop.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys see yesterday's match?
Woo! That is on the same level as the AJ Gunther match. Like that match was fantastic.
Best matches of the weekend. Yep.
Yeah, most definitely. But there was one more match before we get into the men's Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn back in Saudi Arabia, and he is challenging for the undisputed WWE Championship against a man he is 0-11 against, Drew McIntyre. McIntyre came out to some boos while Sami Zayn, of course, was the crowd favorite here. McIntyre was in control early on until Zayn dumped him from the ring. Zayn would hit a big flip dive over the top rope, tope con hilo, but he sold that he hurt his lower back on the dive, and that totally changed the whole entire matchup. McIntyre was up first. McIntyre saw that Zayn was hurt, and he drove him back down. And drove him back first into the side of the ring. McIntyre followed up with a backbreaker back in the ring, and then Irish whipped him into the corner. He hits another backbreaker for a 2 count. McIntyre set up for a super kick, but Sami Zayn was able to counter it and hits a sunset flip bomb for 2. Zayn was in too much pain for the Blue Thunder bomb, so McIntyre hits a neck breaker. He goes for the Claymore, but Zayn is able to duck down out of it, and then he finally hits a big boot and then follows up with a Blue Thunder bomb for 2. Zayn ducked another Claymore and applied a crucifix pin for another 2 count. Zayn went to the top rope, but McIntyre met him with an avalanche white noise. The crowd fell silent as McIntyre hit 3 consecutive Future Shock DDTs, but Zayn barely got his shoulder up to a big pop. McIntyre hit consecutive running clotheslines in the corner. Zayn tried to catch him off guard by running up behind him with an Aluva kick, but McIntyre was ready for it. He hits the Claymore, but Zayn is able to get his foot on the bottom rope before the 3 count. McIntyre argued with the referee, as he tends to do, and sometimes it leads to his downfall, and it did lead to a mistake here, as Zayn was able to capitalize and hits the Haluva kick in the corner for a great near fall. McIntyre rolled to the outside after the near fall, so Zayn had to go after him. McIntyre would capitalize and hits a big power bomb through the announce table, which broke much easier than usual tables do. Officials checked on Zayn, but McIntyre rolled him into the ring to continue the attack. McIntyre punched Zayn and told him to stay down. Do it for your son. McIntyre smacked Zayn, but Zayn gave him an exploder into the corner. He goes for the Aluva kick, but then McIntyre catches him out of nowhere with the Claymore. He didn't go for the cover. He basically told Zayn to get himself up, and he hits him with the 3rd Claymore of the matchup, and he gets the 1-2-3 to pick up the victory here. Drew McIntyre retains the undisputed WWE Championship, while Sami Zayn loses for the first time in Saudi Arabia and now goes 0-12 against Drew McIntyre. I thought this was a solid match between these two guys. I just think that there wasn't a lot of like the emotion and the storytelling that I really wanted here. I wanted this to be very akin to the Jeff Hardy Randy Orton matchup from Royal Rumble 2008, where everybody and their mama was trying to believe or talk themselves into believing that Jeff Hardy could win that matchup, but he didn't, and he just came just this short and Orton had to pull it out. But McIntyre really much dominated this matchup, and it just never seemed like Sami Zayn was going to win this match at all. So it kind of lacked in the drama department, and the stakes did not feel as high as it should have with the conditions, with the crowd being behind Sami. I didn't even think they were as loud for Sami as they were for AJ in the previous matchup. So I gave this one 3.25 stars. What did you think, Wendy? And hey, what's up?
So yeah, I thought the match was good. I mean, I kind of, like you said, I kind of expected more. I kind of expected more, like something, I don't know, I just expected more from this match, especially, you know, Sami is in like his hometown turf, you know, being Muslim, sorry. And I thought the crowd would have got more behind him and kind of probably made the story more like, I don't know, it's hard to describe it, but I felt something was missing. Like, I feel like something was really missing. And, you know, it was like you said, it was a solid match between them. They were, you know, they're both great. I just felt like something was missing. And Drew McIntyre, he is, I will say, like, he is his true heel character. Like, I think he is better than when he's a face. I like the things that Drew is doing right now. And yeah, it was a really good match. I'll give it a three stars. I just felt like something was missing.
John?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I agree with Wendy about Drew doing his best stuff right now. So like there was nothing wrong with them. Basically, this match was just like, okay, Drew's a good champion. Like even though he's a piece of shit, the idea is that he's worthy of being a world champion. I'm just like, this is a weird place to tell that story. Like, oh, here with Sami, that's a choice. Anyone else? Hell yeah. Fuck Peter Rosenberg. I'm so glad that all the wrestling fans have come around on this because I was there before he was in WWE. I was like, fuck Peter Rosenberg. His fucking music opinions are trash. Think of this guy who could never understand where we're coming from, talking about the music that comes from us. Never. But now he's in WWE and it's the same shilling and everybody sees the same. I feel validated in my hatred. Thank you all. But getting back to the match though, yeah, beating the shit out of Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia is a choice. It's a real choice. I'm not sure what the point of that was. You're just getting people mad at Sami. It doesn't help. Like people are pissed off, like, oh, he took the opportunity or whatever. Like, I'm like, in my wrestle brain, I was like, well, that's the only thing that made sense. There were shows in Montreal and Saudi Arabia, 2 Sami Zayn shows back to back. But to beat the shit out of him in Saudi Arabia, what the fuck? It's always going to be a what the fuck for me. So this match is kind of ruined by that. But in the ring, hey, it was good. They wrestled good. Sami Zayn did what he does. He plays from the underdog, except he lost anyway. So
yeah, like I just would have gave him more hope spots, more close calls in the matchup instead of getting dominated. Those 16-minute matchup, he got dominated for like 14 minutes of it. Like it was almost really laid out.
If I'm thinking about it like a TV show or a comic book or something, it's like before Drew goes on to face Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, we had to have him kill one of the guys that he used to struggle with to show that he doesn't struggle with these people anymore because he is a world champion now. He's worthy of being in the spot. Again, like I see what you were doing. Don't ever try to accuse me of not knowing what the fuck the story's being told. But that shit was dumb. Just dumb. You've done it with anybody else. I think I get the Saudi Arabia thing, but you could have gave Sami Zayn a big ass Iron Man spot in the Royal Rumble, and then that satisfies those people, and then you do the World Championship match with I don't know any fucking body else. Like it is.
Strange. Maybe Randy Orton. Like he should have been Randy Orton in this spot. Like
Randy
would have been someone that's beaten him for the title before.
They fucking loved Randy Orton out there.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got Myron Kid who says WWE had their chance to pull the trigger with Sami in 2023. Too late now. It's a wrap for Sami being world champ. I think they're gonna pull the trigger on it 4 years too late. It's gonna be next year at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia that he's crowned world champion.
Brother, he peaked, and I love El Generico. I love Sami Zayn. He peaked with that Elimination Chamber match against Roman Reigns. And I'm not saying he should have won because I see what they were doing, but that was his biggest popularity. That was the peak of his popularity. If you didn't do it then, I'm supposed to believe you're gonna do it now. and then do a match where you don't even make me believe that he's gonna do it. Like, all right, whatever. We'll move on.
Yeah,
it's a strange choice.
Maybe they could have gave him a little bit of like about like what happened with AJ, like where it could have been possibility he could have beat Gunther, but not really. Like as you said, the hopeful moments. Like they could have gave him a little bit of that.
Yeah, this was this is not the way to get the crowd hyped for your main event by having the popular guy, like the guy who got the most cheers on the night, retire, and then follow that up with basically the hometown hero losing in a match that he got dominated for 90% of it. That's not how you would get the crowd ready for the men's Royal Rumble match. I'm starting to understand why people are so negative about this show now. mind you, we didn't even mention earlier when we were talking about Triple H. He got booed once again during the post show.
Booed this shit out. They were chanting things I didn't even know. They were chanting AEW at him. I was like, what the fuck?
It's Saudi Arabia. It's Saudi Arabia. Y'all don't even have AEW out there.
You don't know about no goddamn AEW. I saw the way you reacted to Hobbs.
Does someone have a sign that's at AEW?
There was one guy. Yeah. There was one guy. He was just a soldier. He was a soldier. He ran in there with the one guy in the whole country.
He passed. It was like telephone. He just passed it along to everybody else. Like shit, AEW at Triple H.
Trust me, he's gonna hate it.
Oh man, they played a clip from the pre-show of Paul Heyman confronting Adam Pearce about making Bron Breakker the number 2 entrant tonight. Heyman thinks that it's rigged, but Pearce told him that it was a random drawing. They also advertised that Gunther was going to be on the post show. I didn't watch that part of it. I just laughed at the Triple H clips. But this led into the men's Royal Rumble matchup, the main event of the show. And we started off hot with the former NXT champion Oba Femi coming out to a huge ovation. Oh my God. You want to talk about superstar entrances? This Saudi crowd treated Oba like an absolute megastar. Like if this was your first time seeing Oba Femi, the way that these people reacted to him instantly was like, oh, he's going to be one of the top guys. Then he's going up against Bron Breakker, like we established before, entered at number 2, accompanied by Paul Heyman. However, we didn't get what we expected here. As Breakker was making his entrance, he was attacked by a masked man. The masked man hit Breakker with a super kick and a curb stomp, and he chucks him into the ring to make sure that Breakker is going to be part of the Royal Rumble. Of course, the masked man was, they were alluding to it being Seth Rollins. You can hear Paul Heyman screaming that was Seth Rollins. The bell rang to start the matchup, and Femi immediately clotheslines Breakker out of the ring, and he's eliminated in 10 seconds. Whew, way to put over Bron Breakker.
They're subverting the expectations. You see, people thought Breakker was going to win.
Yeah, I know. That sucks for the people who put money on that. Jesus.
That sucks for the people that wanted to enjoy the show.
So Solo Sikoa was number 3. Femi got the better of him after an exchange, but then Solo drove him shoulder first into the ring post to bring out Rey Mysterio at number 4. He got a big pop, being a longtime star. Sikoa dodged a 619. They did mention that this was Mysterio's 16th Royal Rumble, tied for 3rd all time. Then we get Sikoa set up Mysterio for a Samoan drop, but then Femi booted them both down. Rusev was in at number 5. Rusev hit a couple of drop kicks on Femi, but couldn't eliminate him. Rey Mysterio hits the 619 on Rusev by shoving him over the top rope, and Femi is the one who eliminates Rusev from the matchup. Rusev was in this matchup for 30 seconds. He was gone before the next entrant entered the ring.
Rest in peace. I don't know where you he's dead.
I mean, this look and this, I've been seeing people meme this. Shout outs to Peps Wrestling, who said this is Rusev's face saying maybe jobbing to Hangman Adam Page and getting paid a whole lot more money is better than this.
Seriously.
Anyway, you know, then Femi easily eliminated Solo Sikoa. You had Ray. He hit Femi with the 619 to the gut and then to the face, but Femi no-sold it and then knocked Ray over the top rope. Femi was all alone after eliminating the first 4 participants. Out came Matt Cardona to no reaction. Cardona comes out. He got some offense in, but then Femi hits him with the fall from grace, and he eliminates his 5th person in a row. Femi was left alone again. This brought out Damian Priest at number 7. Priest knocked him down with a clothesline. He tried another, but Femi blocked it. And then out came Femi's old NXT rival, Javon Evans. Evans got the went for the OG cutter on Femi, but Femi blocked it. Femi almost eliminated him, but Javon held on. Javon then hit a springboard clothesline on Priest while leaping right over Femi at the same time. Evans then knocked Femi down with the leaping enziguri. Out came at number 9, Mr. Iguana to no reaction. He gave Evans a tornado DDT with the iguana puppet in his mouth. Priest then ripped the iguana toy out of his mouth and chokeslam Yaleska and Iguana at the same time. If you want to talk about superstar reactions, Trick Williams at number 10, and oh my God, this guy, anywhere he goes, whoop that Trick. Whoop that Trick. The crowd is just hyped for him. And we get a great moment where the former NXT Big 3 are in the ring and they're standing across from one another. They start going at it with one another. Then we get some more star power in the matchup as Cody Rhodes comes out at number 11. The crowd starts singing his song. Rhodes hit Williams with an uppercut, gave Evans a power slam, and then Priest the Cody cutter. He traded right hands with Oba until El Grande Americano came out at number 12. He placed the metal in his mask and started hitting everybody with headbutts. But then at number 13 was the original El Grande Americano. And my God, has Chad Cable ate somebody's horse or moose? Because he is huge. Jesus Christ. They did the Spider-Man meme as most of us expected to happen. You get Gable knocked down Kaiser, and Gable tried to remove his El Grande Americano mask, but Kaiser hits the Finley roll. Gable followed with a German suplex, and Kaiser went for Gable's mask, only for Gable to do a head scissors to eliminate Kaiser. So the OG El Grande eliminates the new El Grande Americano. Unfortunately, he didn't have no time to celebrate this, as he was immediately eliminated by Trick Williams, and then Trick was eliminated by Cody Rhodes. Then we get one of the best moments of the entire matchup. We hear some new music, and then we see the Titantron says Powerhouse Hobbs. I got hyped for a moment there because I was like, oh shit, they let him keep his name. But then they gave him the Kenta into Hideo Hitami treatment, as he did. It was like over
Killed
a brick
the crowd.
wall. It was
Killed
over
the
a brick wall, and then the wall collapsed, and it said Royce Keys. As Royce Keys came out, he got a decent reaction. He got even some light AEW chants.
He got a great reaction when it said Powerhouse Hobbs, and then when it broke and said Royce Keys, it went silent.
Keys does get a big elimination as he eliminates Damian Priest, and then he killed Javon Evans with the town business Spinebuster. Rhodes faced off with Keys, but Keys blocked an uppercut and drove Rhodes into the corner. Out came at number 15 Austin Theory, who got less of a pop than Mr. Iguana. He chop blocked Rhodes and punched him in the face before turning his attention to Javon. And then at number 16 was Bronson Reed. He comes in, he hits a tsunami on Evans. They start double teaming a bit, the Vision members. Ilya Dragunov came in at number 17. Then at number 18 was La Parka, who got less of a reaction than Mr. Iguana as well. Dragon Lee was in at number 19. They all took turns shining for a moment, and then the next guy would come out. Then Logan Paul came in at number 20. After some brief offense, we get Keys hitting the world's strongest slam. Reed faced off with Keys, and they had a little bit of a hoss battle until Keys was jumped from behind by the rest of the Vision. The Vision teamed up, and then Reed followed things up with a clothesline to eliminate Royce Keys as the crowd went quiet yet again. Reed then held Laparca on his shoulders, and Theory hits a rolling dropkick to eliminate Laparca, and then the Vision eliminated Dragon Lee. As soon as I heard the countdown clock going and I saw who was dominating the matchup, I was like, LA Knight. Number 21, LA Knight, to a strong reaction from the crowd. They treated him like a superstar. He comes in, he immediately eliminates Theory. He then gives Reed the BFT, and he eliminates him as the crowd chanted, yeah. Brock Lesnar is in at number 22, and he got the reaction that he usually gets from this Saudi Arabia crowd. Lesnar started handing out German suplex after German suplex in the ring until he had a brief face-off with Oba Femi. Nothing happened before the timer counted down to the next entrant, The Miz, at 23. Miz saw Lesnar and Femi and thought the better of it from entering the ring. Dragunov chopped Lesnar, who basically no-sold it and looks at him like he's crazy. And then immediately he eliminates Ilya Dragunov. Poor Ilya. Got treated like a bum. Jesus. Who else got treated like a bum? Number 24, Rey Fenix, who immediately gets caught by Lesnar. He gets a German suplex, an F5, and then Lesnar chucks him from the ring. I was like, these AEW guys are just getting treated like fucking bums. It's hilarious.
Yep.
Femi went after Logan, so Lesnar used that opportunity to eliminate Oba Femi, which I was like, oh, of course, Brock Lesnar ruining a black man's push. What's new? Lesnar gave Logan Paul an F5, and then Jey Uso comes through the crowd at number 25 as he took his sweet time entering through the crowd. During his entrance, Cody Rhodes and LA Knight eliminate Brock Lesnar from the ring. I was like, what is going on? All of this from the minute Femi gets eliminated by Brock, the Femi and Brock face off did not go as big time as I expected it to be. It wasn't anywhere near like Brock's face off with Gunther in 2023 or Brock's face off with Keith Lee in 2020. It was just Femi gets no offense. Brock hits him with the German suplex. Then Brock uses the distraction to eliminate him. And then ever since that sequence, this match just felt off. And then at number 26, before we get to number 26, Jey Uso gets into the ring and he says he's going to run it back.
God.
He's a fucking sideshow clown. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. He didn't touch anyone before number 26 comes out, and it's Roman Reigns, and I'm just like, okay, just have him win already. Like, just have him win. As soon as he comes out and he gets a full fireworks display as he went around the arena, Reigns smiled and told Jey to run his music back. Jey runs it back, and the music hits, and then Roman pops him with the right hand. I was like, you're a comedy act. You won this match last year, and you're a fucking comedy act. This is outrageous. Reigns handed out Superman punches. He hits a spear on Miz and then tosses him from the ring. Reigns stood tall, and then the music of Jacob Fatu hits as Reigns faced off with Cody Rhodes in the ring. Before Fatu could enter, Cody sees him coming, and he hits a tope suicida on him. Then you get Fatu blocks it and then tosses him into the barricade, chucks him back into the ring. Reigns and Fatu faced off. That got a nice reaction, and then Rose went after Fatu once again. Moments later, you get Reigns and Jey. They hit the 1D on Cody. They hit one on Logan Paul as well. Then Penta comes in at number 28. He gave Fatu a backstabber. Knight hit Penta with the power slam, Reigns with the BFT, and then he hits a reverse DDT on Rhodes. However, moments later, Cody eliminates LA Knight from the ring. Randy Orton is in at number 29 as the crowd starts singing his song. He dishes out RKOs and power slam, RKO to Logan Paul, RKO to Penta. Gunther comes in at number 30. He got no reaction after getting booed earlier in the show. He was taken down moments later with a running knee by Evans. Evans went for the OG cutter on Orton, and Orton catches him in midair with the RKO. He eliminates Javon. Then we get Gunther eliminating Penta. Rhodes and Orton face off, but they turn their attention on Gunther. Gunther moves out of the way of Cody, going for a Cody cutter, and he basically hits Orton instead. Gunther bailed from that. Then you get Fatu. He tries to dump Cody from the ring after a super kick. Cody holds on to the top rope, but then out of nowhere, undisputed WWE champion Drew McIntyre nails Cody with the Claymore, and Cody is eliminated, causing him to not get his rematch for the WWE championship. Fatu is watching all of this transpire, which gives Roman the opportunity to dump him from the ring. So Fatu is eliminated. Jay tries to do the same thing to Reigns. Reigns fights it off. Reigns goes for the spear, but Jay spears him instead. Jay goes to eliminate Reigns, but Roman is able to counter, and he chucks Jay from the ring. He is out. We're down to the final four, where it's Roman Reigns, yeah. Randy Orton, yeah. Gunther, yeah. Logan Paul? Why? Why do you keep doing this? Two years in a row?
John Cena has cursed us. John Cena gave this kid his seal of approval. Oh, I love him. I think he's going to be great for the company. And now look, we're stuck with this. They swear he's his main eventer. In their minds, he's the next guy. I swear he is. They think he's like Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi level. He's going to main event WrestleMania. We're still going to be asking why. I hate John Cena for this.
This idiot once again tries to do a buckshot lariat and nearly blows out his knees again. Roman luckily hits him with a Superman punch and tosses him from the ring. Orton gives Reigns an RKO, but then Gunther comes from behind and eliminates the Legend Killer, and we are down to 2. It's down to Gunther and Roman Reigns. The final 2, they have a brief exchange where Gunther tries to go for the dreaded sleeper over and over again. Reigns slips out of it. He tries for a Superman punch, but Gunther applies the sleeper once again. Reigns runs him right into the corner where Gunther goes face first into the top turnbuckle. Reigns then follows up with the spear, and then he picks up Gunther, tosses him from the ring. Roman Reigns is a 2-time Royal Rumble winner and the 2026 winner of the Royal Rumble match. He is on his way to WrestleMania, and unlike in 2015, the crowd was very happy to see this. They give him a massive ovation. He gets a massive fireworks display as he celebrates. This fireworks display went on for nearly the final 10 minutes of the fucking show. It was outrageous. I will say, I enjoyed this men's Royal Rumble a little bit more than the women's Royal Rumble because I thought that they spread out the star power a lot more. They had more stories going on, whether it's like the 3 NXT guys early on in the matchup, Oba's dominance early on in the matchup. You had Cody come in at number 11, the 2 El Grande Americano moment. But like, it just seemed like stuff was just off. From Brock Lesnar coming in on, it just seemed like everything that they intended to do just fell a little bit below my expectations. So, like I said, I like this one better than the Women's Rumble, so I'll give it 3.5 stars, but still, it's a little bit below my expectations on what I expected. I thought last year's Royal Rumble was better, but I will say the big benefit of this Royal Rumble is it was quite obvious that they shortened the interval tremendously. They had shorter intervals. There was only like a minute and a half, 90 seconds legitimate between each and every participant in this matchup, which made this flow a lot better than the women's one to me. What did you think, Wendy?
Okay. So first, I'm going to channel my inner Josh for a second, because I did see him in the comments in regards to Matt Cardona. So I'm just I'm going to channel him right now. When he got eliminated, that fucking bum deserved it. He's a bum. I don't know why he signed with WWE. He's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum. Okay, I got that out of the way. Hope Josh, if you see this, I did it for you. I did it for you. Okay? I did this for you. Okay, anyways. So, what I thought, I agree. They separated, they kind of like spread it out. Like I enjoyed the men's a little bit more than the women's. They spread out the star power. I love the dominance with Oba Femi. Like, he dominated. I was kind of when Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys. It's gonna get used to that saying that. I thought there was gonna be a face-off between them because like these were like heavyweights. You know, these two heavyweights. So I thought there was gonna be like this really cool face-off between each other. And it didn't happen. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm hoping it still happens later down the line with NXT. Oh, no, not NXT. Like, I hope it does happen later down the line, these face-offs. But yeah, it had cool moments, you know? It had really cool moments with the show. I was going to say, the part with Cody getting eliminated, you know, with the help of Drew McIntyre, you could honestly tell they were like kind of like planning it because for a quick glance, you could literally see Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
The camera. And like whoever did that was like, damn, y'all kind of ruined the surprise because you could obviously see him just waiting for that to happen. So I'm like, wow. And then Jey Uso, bro, you took your sweet ass time because you knew you would have got eliminated like by Brock Lesnar and you didn't want to. And you took your sweet ass time. It's like, bro, what? Like
understandable.
Like what the hell? Like he did it because he didn't want to get destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Let's speak that truth. But yeah, it was a lot of moments. It was a lot of moments, good, weird moments. It felt like you said, it felt off. Like during like the whole Lesnar thing, like afterwards, it just felt really off. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot more better than the women's. I just, you know, and like you said, Roman winning, it's hilarious how in 2015 when he won, everyone was so mad. Fuck this guy. We riot. He screwed Brian Danielson. Screw him. And then now it's like, yay, OTC. Yeah, he going to WrestleMania. Woo. Like how the tables have turned. It's all I will say.
It's you're hearing more of the negativity online more than in the building. In the buildings, he's the biggest star. It's quite obvious they view him as the biggest stars. But online, it's like, oh, Roman again. And I'm sorry, this was the funniest Royal Rumble win ever after what Roman said on the Pat McAfee show. He shitted on your creative, said you got nothing new to give us. That's why I have to come back because I got the formula. I know what's going on. And Triple H said, you are right. Here you go. Here's your Rumble win.
Yeah.
It's even funnier. It's even funnier because like that means that when he said that, he was talking about his win that he knew was coming. Like he was talking about how he got here. Like, yeah, of course, this shit sucks. That's why I'm back. It's great because he's such a great politician, and you have to be. Like, people get mad at it or whatever, but how the fuck else are you gonna keep your top spot? Roman, people were looking at him like he's done. They were looking at him like, oh, he must be on his way to retirement. He's leaving Hollywood. Oh no, Cody's got this spot again. He's like, no, you got confused. I got another one of those in me. What are you talking about? We could do this for 4 more years. Run it back.
He's funny. He's hilarious.
Run it back. Go. I said after his comments on the Pat McAfee show, I was like, if he goes on to win the Royal Rumble, I will say on air, he is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. He is the great. Move over Hulk Hogan. Move over Stone Cold. The reason why those two guys are like on my top as 1 and 2 greatest WWE superstars of all time is because they're also 2 of the greatest politicians of all time. Roman's got them beat. Roman's got them beat. Oh my God. He is like we had said on True Hill Heat yesterday when we were talking about the whole Roman comments, and he was like, oh, it was the right message, but the wrong messenger. And I had to tell him, I was like, bro, he's the only messenger. He's the only one who got the stroke to say this. He said it. He said what he said. He said it with his chest. You could say, oh, it was in character. Oh, it was this. Nah, a lot of truth is said in jest.
Imagine the story. It was in character because people were like, "Oh, Meltzer said it doesn't work." And I'm like, in a way that like he knows it's gonna get him attention, but also that don't change that he's right. That doesn't change that The creative suck. That doesn't change that they haven't been on top since he was on top. That doesn't change anything. And if he's saying that out loud, he's aware of that. If he's working, that's what I'm saying. He's politicking in one fell swoop. Bury Cody, bury Punk, bury the whole thing. And he's going to go to WrestleMania and take CM Punk's title. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, they should. He's literally saying you should never take it off me in the first place. And that's crazy. That's like I can't even not respect that. Like, that is so gangster. Like, he just walked away. He's like, yeah, this sucks. I gave y'all time. Now give it back. And they should give it back because he's right. So we'll see. We'll see. When they take it from Punk, that'll be another personal little dig that I'll enjoy. But if it'd actually be real funny, because if the triple threat at WrestleMania between Cody, Fatu, and McIntyre is true, and it is, I mean, you can just see from the booking of past month, it is. They should have Jacob Fatu and shit for the sake of something fresh on one side and something classic, original on the other side. They're doing something like this in the comic books now, and it's very successful. Where it's like before you have a successful thing, and it's like, oh no, people are getting tired of it. Let's change it, and let's just change it. And it's like, oh well, you fucking abandoned all the people that were enjoying the thing that was successful already to please some new people, and it's not enough. It's not working. If you can satisfy both of those crowds at the same time, you have a winning formula. You got people that enjoy the new shit. You got people that enjoy the shit that makes them comfortable. You got a Samoan over here that's new, that people love. You got a Samoan over here that's classic, that people are comfortable with. And both your new world champions are over. Everybody's happy at the end of WrestleMania. That's the sunny ending I see here from where we are. But before we move on, before we talk about the Rumble, I wanted to talk about that 20 minutes of fireworks. Roman put his fingers up.
2 a.m. At 2 a.m. local time in Saudi Arabia. That is wild.
Insane. I was watching it go on and on and on. I'm making a recap post about the fireworks. I was like, man, this has been like 10 minutes and it's still fucking going. And like you said, it's 2 a.m. and it's not even like it's in the stadium. It was like the entire city of Riyadh is on fire. Roman Reigns. Holy shit. Those fucking Saudi princes, kings, they do not play. That was insane. And I dare you to complain about it. Or you can put a piece of paperwork that says it woke you up at 2 a.m. and see how fast you disappear from the face of the fucking earth.
Oh my God.
You love the fireworks too. As a matter of fact, you preferred that they were at 2 a.m. I needed to get woken up anyway. I gotta walk the dog. Thank you.
Okay. I stand corrected. Sorry. Rusev. I meant Rusev, not Matt Cardona. Or both of them.
No, Cardona
Sorry,
could definitely get it too.
Sorry, babe. I meant both Cardona and Rusev. They're both bums. They should be on that bum 15 list, as well as Peter Rosenberg. There you go.
Peter Rosenberg for his showing on the post show. But yeah, what was your overall thoughts on the Royal Rumble match and Roman winning, John?
I had a fun time actually, because I was laughing my ass off seeing the way they was disrespecting the fucking guys that came over here thinking it's gonna be great. And I'm sure that's how WWE people feel when they see a WWE guy jump over and not work. It's just like funny. It's funny sometimes. It's funny with these guys in particular, with Rusev, because of the stories that we know of him backstage, the things he said no to, and the things that he's forced to do here are so fucking funny. But you know what? There's also the possibility that he's like he really enjoys the logo. And so like he's happy doing this shit in WWE because at least I'm here. At least I'm comfortable in the locker room and I know the catering tastes good, you know? So like at least they called me in. What was it that Lana said about him on the interview? That he wanted to wrestle more. That's why he came to WWE. That's why he took a pay cut. So I forgot she exposed that. That's why he took a pay cut to come to WWE so he can wrestle more. And now we get the news that he was in line for a big heel push when he came to WWE, but the lack of reaction on television killed it. He's dead in the water. This is funny, all around funny seeing that for Rusev. I'm sorry, bro. Like Josh said, he didn't want a job for the top guy in the company. Well, who the fuck will you job for? As a matter of fact, stay home, bro. I'll pay you to stay home. I'm not even stay home. And I dare you to get mad about it. So that's kind of like he's probably over here. He's probably over here just accepting it. I don't even think Rusev is mad. I think Rusev knows. I think he knows. In his heart of heart, he knows. Damn that fucking bitch. She convinced me to do this shit.
That's who he jobbed to, his wife.
Yeah. Because I think it was Josh. He shared the quote or the page in our group chat. It said CJ Perry talked about Rusev, and she said he loves being a villain and loves WWE storytelling. She said that maybe he made more money in AEW, but he wanted to be on TV wrestling every week, and it was hard in AEW because he wasn't wrestling. So he ended up going to WWE. They had plans to make him a top heel and a pay-per-view world title contender. The crowd didn't respond, so they changed the plans. Now evidently he's making less money and still not working much, except he loses a whole lot more than if he was in AEW and only lost to the tippy top guys, but somehow that wasn't something he wanted to do.
Did it to himself. You can't feel bad for people like that. I almost feel bad for Phoenix. Almost, because he never tried WWE before. Rusev got fucked already. They had this man watching his wife make out with other people. I could never come back from that. But I would never agree to that. But I could never come back from that. Like, I'm not even sure how he, like, oh, it's a professional. I'm a professional. It's okay. It's just like a movie. No, that's not the same, bro. They had you laying down in real life on the ground while another giant man carried your wife and made out with her, had her by the buns. And it's like, he was like, oh, I can come back, bro. Trust me, this time it's going to be different. You did that to yourself. I get no problems for you. Phoenix didn't know anybody. It was like, I think they need luchadors, right? They said they were going to treat us well. It's Triple H. And look at Penta. Penta's doing great. I'm sure it's going to be great for me too. It's not working out for Phoenix. They got Penta on TV. They got Penta on TV with other luchadors. 3 of them backstage chilling. As a matter of fact, when they first pulled back and showed Dragon Lee, a quick glance, I just thought it was Phoenix because he's standing next to Penta, and I was like, "Oh shit, finally!"
No, when his music came on, I was like, "Wait, that's Ray Phoenix, right?" No, it's Dragon. I was like, "Oh shit."
He's fucked. He's fucked here, and I'm sure they're gonna give him a U.S. title run 6 months from now, and all the people are gonna be like, oh, you said he was buried. He's fucking dead. He's dead right now, and I dare you to tell me otherwise. Oh, because he got a belt 3 months from now, that means that he was being patient. Fuck that. Like he's out here in the job spot over and over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if you wrestle for 10 minutes; they still pin you at the end of every match. Penta's doing marginally well. He's fine. He gets pinned more often than he wins, but he's a featured character on television, and he's meant to look strong. And they clearly see a character in him. Phoenix is fucking dead. And the Lucha Bros thing is like, at least that still exists. Because once they put that together, we could just act like this didn't happen. Hopefully, for at least 3 months, because that's about how long tag team pushes last in this company. For at least 3 months, the Lucha Bros will look really cool again. That's what I'm looking forward to 3 years from now, I'm sure.
It was crazy how they had him go like way before Penta, like in the Rumble. It's like people forget, like, hello, they're brothers. Like, y'all couldn't put them.
I forgot they were both in a match. They didn't even stand up. Holy shit, bro! You could have done the soft launch of Lucha Bros right there, like for a little bit of the match. They could have just been the Lucha Bros. Let's put this shit together. Like.
It could have been a moment. They could have had Lucha Bros. Everyone would have been losing their minds, but no.
The match, though, like Sid said, it fell apart sort of after Lesnar threw Oba Femi out. But for me, that's probably because I was fully invested in the Oba Femi thing. I was like, you want to do something interesting with this Royal Rumble? Bring that motherfucker in, have him dominate the whole thing, and lose at the end or win. Like if you really had balls, like if you actually had balls, like I pray we have a lady. I'm sorry. If
They're fine.
like you would do something crazy with Oba Femi off the back. Because it looks like they're going to lead to Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi at WrestleMania anyway. Why not have given him a little more shine with some of the main eventers? Like, could have been in there with Roman for a second. Could have been in there. I guess he did a little bit with Cody already at Saturday Night's main event. But you know what I mean? Jacob Fatu's, all the weird face-offs that you didn't expect yet. Like, oh, shit, look at Oba Femi with all these mean guys. They threw his ass out, and then it was like a regular episode of SmackDown. All right, cool. We're back. All right.
And then had Cody and LA Knight eliminate Brock during an entrance.
They see LA Knight, another one that people think like, oh, he's getting buried. No, man, they see that motherfucker as like one of their main guys. He's got feature on the Unreal. He's got featured on the TV. They gave him the fake. Oh, we're not booking him the right way. They're trying to like, come on, bro. He's gonna be world champion in the next 12 months. Don't play with me. Or I guess maybe not if Roman gets out.
That would add up. That would add up because they always miss these guys by like 3 to 4 years. Because LA Knight peaked in 2023, so that makes sense that they would give him the title in the next 12 months.
And then Roman winning, I talked about that already. That's a good move. It amuses me, if anything.
Like if they really wanted to push someone new, if they really wanted to add some juice to the WWE title match, that's why I predicted Jacob Fatu winning. Jacob Fatu should have been if you want to push someone new, you want to make that WWE title match mean something, because Roman could have got this by winning the Elimination Chamber in Chicago when they're probably going to do Punk and Balor on that show as well. You have Punk win at the beginning of the show, you have Roman win at the end of the night, and that sets up that matchup that doesn't need as much build as the Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes matchup needs. So I would have done it that way, but Roman winning seemed obvious the minute he comes out and there's no Brock Lesnar. Cody's been in here way too long. Jacob Fatu's more focused on Cody than winning the matchup. Like, yeah, it seemed obvious.
You know what though? I hadn't considered that the only other time he won the Royal Rumble is ruined. So I figured they want to do this.
Yeah, I thought they would do it last year. I thought they were going to do it last year instead of this year, but it's about time. It's been 2 years. They tried other things. Didn't work out for them. We do got a super chat donation talking about the Bron Breakker elimination from Dion. Thank you so much. He says Triple H is a masked man merchant. How many masked man in hoodies are we going to have in one company? This is ridiculous at this point. What did you think, Wendy, about the masked man being the reason for Bron Breakker only lasting 10 seconds in the Royal Rumble?
Damn. I'm like, damn. Because I feel like maybe people thought maybe it could have been Braun's time. Probably would have won. Like, maybe a lot of people thought that he was going to win. But I didn't expect him to, like, get eliminated after 10 seconds. I didn't expect that. You know, I thought there was I thought there was gonna be like he had like a fighting chance to like fight back, you know, but I was just like, wow, you gave up just like that? Like, dang, okay. I mean, I wonder what's the story with that. And and a lot of people are like saying like the masked guy is like Seth, but I'm like, it doesn't look like silhouette wise it doesn't look like Seth. You know, I know a lot of people was like, oh, it's Dean Ambrose. Why would it be Dean Ambrose? He's an AEW.
I saw somebody stealing views on YouTube saying Dean Ambrose revealed as the masked man at the Royal Rumble.
You guys do know he's Jon Moxley in AEW. That's just stupid. That makes no sense.
If that masked man is who I think it is, then that means that's a WrestleMania match, and I'm just not fucking interested. Like, what are you talking about? There's no way this is what we're doing.
Like, yeah. Other people were like, "Oh, this Adam Pierce." I'm like, Adam Pierce is tall. I can't see it.
Yeah, that wasn't Adam Pierce. That definitely wasn't Adam Pierce. It would have had a lot more meat on the bone. So who did you think it was, John?
Last Monday, during that little vision meeting that they had in the locker room, it was Logan Paul's idea to come together as the Vision so that we can save Bron Breakker and make sure that he wins. He's the fucking guy in the mask, Matt. He's the guy in the mask. He killed Bron Breakker. And then if he killed Bron Breakker, then you're talking about Breakker versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania. This is what I was just talking about. This is how they see Logan Paul. They see him as a top guy. They see him as Bron Breakker. They see him as Oba Femi. This guy's gonna take us to the moon. It's fucking Logan Paul versus Bron Breakker. I'll kill myself.
Dude, I hope not. Yo, like I didn't even think about that. Oh, we got D Jefferson who says SRS said it was a black guy. Maybe Montez Ford. That was the rumor. That was the rumor.
It would be so. That would be all right. So like, I love Montez Ford too, and I want him to get that push. But giving it to him like this out of nowhere would be like so manufactured that it might not even work. Like, so I was like, I would hope that you would do something more significant, something with a lot more meat with Montez Ford than some surprise attack on Bron Breakker who's never been involved with. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, what would be the reason for that? I was thinking. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you could go ahead. I was gonna harp on the same Logan Paul bullshit.
I was thinking. I was like, maybe it's not a guy after all. Maybe in related to the Seth Rollins storyline, maybe it could be a significant other or so.
It was way too big to be Becky Lynch.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
And I'm pretty sure they had a beard.
They did look like they had some sort of facial hair, like at least a little thing going on right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it could have been somebody.
I feel like you put the bad juju in the air, John. That this is actually Logan Paul. That this is actually Logan Paul. That is the worst possible. I hope even if it is like it was someone else, Logan Paul, whoever, that they do make it the story that it was Seth Rollins. He just wasn't healthy enough to actually do the run-in. Because Seth versus Braun, that writes itself. That's logical to do, and that's someone that Bron Breakker can beat at WrestleMania. Oh no!
I just had another thought in my head. What if somebody associated with Logan Paul, but but it's not like part of the WWE universe? Let's say a brother, maybe.
Jake Paul.
Maybe doing his brother a favor.
They're gonna do the Paul brothers versus the Braun Stars at WrestleMania.
Somebody, I saw evil in there. It was great. It was evil.
It was evil. That would be awesome. Awesome right there. We got Dion with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says some weird eliminations in the second half of the match. Brock got a jobber elimination. Oba should have tossed Brock instead. 1000%. If you were gonna really put over Oba Femi, it would be him eliminating at least one of the top guys. The only top guy that he only interacted with two of the top guys in Cody and Brock during the matchup, and he should have eliminated at least one of them if you really wanted to solidify that you were putting him over in this Rumble matchup.
The road to WrestleMania coming after this is going to be kind of interesting because we did get a lot of it set up in this Royal Rumble. At least it did the job. Yeah. Like that's what the Royal Rumble was supposed to do. We came out of this knowing several WrestleMania matches. Oba tossing Brock would have been the better move because we're going to get Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. So, but I think that since Brock Lesnar threw Oba Femi out, that implies Oba Femi is going to beat him at WrestleMania. So, like, you don't want to give Oba too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense too. That does make sense. We got another super chat donation from Short King the Goat. He says, "How long until Penta and Phoenix are a tag team? They better be a tag team at least after WrestleMania. You can go through into the road to WrestleMania without them being paired up, but I think both of them need to be paired up at least after WrestleMania. It needs to be this year." Or you've already missed the peak on putting them together, honestly.
It should have been the first thing they did. What were you thinking? Like, what was that? What is this? Phoenix should have came in and immediately like saved Penta from some beatdown or some shit. The Lucha Bros now. You had the Motor City Machine Guns, the Lucha Bros. You still had DIY at the time. You know, a lot of good shit you could have done with the tag division. But they don't care about tag teams. They never will care about tag teams. So how long until they put Penta and Phoenix as a team? No, the question should be, once they're a team, how long are they going to care about that?
That's a better question. That is the better question. And we got one last super chat donation here from our boy Dion Jenkins, who says, "A lot of missed opportunities in this Rumble. No Lucha Bros, Trick Mello. Yeah, Mello wasn't even in the Rumble at all. Oba eliminating Brock, Bloodline versus Vision face off. Yeah, we got none of that. None of it. None of it in this matchup."
They had a lot of faith in this idea that people were going to care about their new acquisition, AAA, already. And it's like, you haven't even exposed them to the international audience. I'm not even sure they know that they can watch the show on YouTube over here, or can they? You know, like, nobody cared about Mr. Iguana, which, by the way, leave it to WWE to run the damn joke into the ground. God damn it. Like, you know, like, it was so funny, like once or twice, like 6 months ago. Like, the fucking puppet, that was so funny. And it's like, here we go. We're just gonna do this shit forever. They have this cool Lola Vice thing they're doing with him, which at least gives him another layer on the show down there. So why do they keep harping on this one-dimensional, surface-level fucking puppet shit when they could have been doing the Lola Vice thing on TV? So at least he's doing something new, with something with a little substance to it. He's got a whole ass girlfriend, basically. You can do that on television.
He had a love triangle. I just finished watching the AAA episode where he was the special guest referee for the love triangle with La Hydra. So like they are giving him extra layers on AAA, but they're just running the same joke into the ground whenever he appears in the United States.
And La Parka doesn't work without the real Thriller. You're gonna have to shell out or abandon this shit, because that fake ass Thriller they playing, and I'm supposed to get down with him and that with this fake song. I'm sorry, this is not working. That just doesn't work.
But here we are. Here we are with this. But yeah, that was the last super chat donation we have for now. Final call for super chat donations as we're gonna wind things down and give our overall ratings on the Royal Rumble 2026. But we also want to hear from all of you. So if you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comments down below. What was your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night? Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? If you're in the live chat, you could do that now. And like I said, final call for super chat donations as well. But for all of us on screen, for Wendy, John, and myself, for WWE Royal Rumble, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle in 3, 2, 1. We are the bar. It seems like we all are the bar. It is a thumbs in the middle show from all of us. Out of 10, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to be generous, though. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I think I'm being generous with 6.5 out of 10, thumbs in the middle. It's honestly because if this was graded on like a WWE PLE scale, like from the last couple of months, like WrestlePalooza and Survivor Series, like, yeah, if I'm comparing it to that, this is a thumbs up show in comparison to those shows. But I am grading this on a Royal Rumble scale. This is a thumbs in the middle show. It's a 6 to 6.5. I think it's realistic to give it because it didn't exceed expectations. It was just a fine lower level Royal Rumble show overall, where neither Rumble was perfect, neither Rumble was great, neither Rumble was kind of balanced. It, like I said, if you put the two Royal Rumbles together, there are very good Royal Rumble in there, but it's a Royal Rumble of two halves with both of them. The matches in the middle, one was a little bit below expectations, the other was as great as it could have been. So yeah, I think it's a 6.5 is the fairest I can go. Wendy, what about you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give it 6 is fair. 6 is a fair grade. Now if my counterpart was here, he probably would have gave it a 5, or probably less than what I give it. But
no, he's actually higher than you in the chat.
Oh, really?
6.5 out of 10. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe I am maybe I'm more of the true heel than he is. Okay, so I'll give it okay, so I'll give it 5.5. I'll give it 5.5 stars because I think most of it is going towards the AJ and Gunther match. I like that. That to me, that was match of the night. I did enjoy the men's Rumble more than the women. So in regards to Rumble pay-per-views or PLEs, it's fair. So I'll give it 5.5 stars.
What about you, John?
I went with the 6.5 as well. I even thought that was too much because after the show, I'm doing coverage of the thing the whole night. I'm just like, it's rapid fire, it's the Royal Rumble. I'm moving very fast. I don't really have time to sit down and think about how much something sucks unless it outwardly sucks. Like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? That really sucks. But after coming back and like dissecting it, I was like, God, that was a little worse than I remember. Like, that was a little worse than I remember. There's a lot of bullshit on this show. I mean, and another thing is too, when I watch a WWE show, sometimes I'll grade it on its own scale. Like it's a WWE show. I'm not comparing it to the fucking, to the AEW pay-per-view. That's why, as much as that might bother some of you, that's just the way it is. The AEW pay-per-views, they make it, the whole point of the pay-per-view is to like be worth the money. WWE is like, we're going to further the story. So I try to separate the way I grade them. But
yeah,
as far as like booking and stuff and silly decisions, this show had a lot of them. So yeah, 6.5 is probably too much. I might even just go 6 actually.
Yeah, I think like after you said all of that, and I'm looking at the chat as well. I was too fair. I should give it a 6. 6, yeah, 6 seems more honest, more honest on what I just reviewed and broke down. So yeah, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for me. What was your match of the night, John?
Oh, AJ versus Gunther, easy, not even no question.
Same. Wendy?
Yeah, same. Gunther and AJ. Even though if he says he's not going to AEW, don't believe nothing that man says.
Wendy, who is your MVP for the show?
Oh, MVP. Okay. Damn. Because I have a lot. There's a lot. I'll say, you know what? I'll give it a Gunther for the match. I'll give it a Gunther, Liv Morgan, Roman for winning. Like I would say give it to them. Honorable mentions. I did not mention this earlier, but I will say Becky is an honorable mention, especially with her Insta stories that she posted, talking about her calling her lawyer and stuff like that. And then she was like, oh, I wasn't trying to eliminate Natty. I was just showing her like her one fan. I'm like, girl, you was hilarious. Hilarious. You is like such a highlight right now. Like, I love this. So, but yeah, so MVP, I would say Gunther, AJ. I'll add AJ into it too. Gunther, AJ, Liv, Roman.
John, who's your MVP for the show?
My MVP is going to be the big guy, Gunther. Not only does he go out there, he gets another big win under him, ends another WWE career, and gets to come out at number 30 and face off with Roman Reigns in the main event of the whole show. Final thing you see is Gunther again. So, like, he continues to be one of WWE's biggest focal points right now, and I appreciate that because he's such an anti-WWE thing. I always say Gunther is like a weird black ball that exists in WWE of pro wrestling. Like, how does he exist in there? He's basically like, if the WWE is a body, Gunther is a cancer, and it's a good one. Like, I appreciate it. Like, how did that black ball get in there? Like, what the fuck? It's so high up. How do you get it out? You can't. It's just in there. I love it. I'm so happy to have Gunther in this company, being the pro wrestler. Like, and even though they frame pro wrestling as this evil thing now, like kill sports entertainment in their company. It's like, fine, fuck it. I agree. Like, I agree. I'm down. Gunther, MVP, hands down.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. There's a lot of people I could mention. Lash Legend, eliminating the most women in the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns winning his second Royal Rumble and actually getting cheered this time. Liv Morgan winning her first Royal Rumble after being a runner-up twice before. Two of the greatest runner-ups of all time won the Royal Rumble. Liv as the most, tied for the most runner-ups with 2 in the Women's Royal Rumble, and she won. Roman has the record-breaking most runner-ups in Royal Rumble, God bless you, with 4, and he won the Rumble. So, like, those guys are great. Oba Femi had a great showing in the Rumble as well.
Soul Ruca. That's another one.
Soul Ruca lasted the longest in the Women's Royal Rumble. There's a lot of people I can mention. There's only one who got the biggest pop of the night. Brie Mode, Brie Bella, MVP of the fucking show. She saved the Women's Royal Rumble from being the absolute shit.
She had them running back from the stands. Like, what do you mean, Brie Bella?
Over her sister. Her sister can't get that.
Oh,
sister will never get that.
We are not going to see anything like this ever again this year from WWE. Brie Bella got the biggest pop of the night. I'm just saying, like, that was insane to me.
How is that possible? How's that possible?
I always appreciate that she like takes a little bit of her husband with her whenever she does anything now. Like, it's always like she's adopted some of his moves. I'm like, that's cool. I know, like, obviously he's not gonna perform them like Bryan Danielson, but like, that's fine. It's cool. It's his fucking wife, like, that's really, I like that. That's romantic.
Are you speaking of that? Like, honestly, I feel like Nikki can never get away from the John Cena, because everywhere she goes, people cheering John Cena. Yeah. Like, Cena. I'm like, damn, they broke up. She's married.
Yo, they shitted on her. They're like, thank you, Cena. When she comes out, she's like,
that's what it was. Thank you, Cena.
They were honestly chanting thank you, Cena, for no reason, multiple points of the night. Before she came out, they were just like thanking him. It's like, he's still the biggest draw in this company, isn't he?
You can't see him, but we can. LVP for the show. Who you going with, John? I think you're muted.
I muted myself. I'm gonna go with someone that wasn't on the show, but thought that they would be. Mr. Black got his ass flown all the way out to Saudi Arabia and got told, hey brother, we're gonna do something else. We're gonna re-debut you on Friday. Instead, it's good for you. You're gonna be overshadowed on this. So we're gonna give you Friday instead. And so Rose in Saudi Arabia, at least he was supporting his wife, right? You get to help her put on her reindeer antler wings. The fuck was that she was wearing? Anyway,
I have no idea. I just couldn't get over that she still has that awful theme song, and that doesn't fit her character now. So,
and lost her last name. Now she's just Zelina.
Okay. Wendy, who you going with? LVP.
LVP. Well, co-LVPs, I will say Triple H, obvious reasons. And the other would be, you know what? I'll give it to the fans just because they thought a lot of people were going to come into the Royal Rumble. No Bianca, no AJ Lee. And also another one that they thought, save us, Chris Jericho, save us. He wasn't going. He's still on that AEW roster. I don't know what makes you guys think he would come. Why he's going to be a crazy thing.
That's
like
crazy.
What makes you think he was going to be there? There's nothing that said he was. He's still on that AEW roster. He's still. You see his picture with the hi guys. Like, what in your brain thinks that he was going to be at the Rumble? I don't get it. Yeah,
it's because it's been teased. It's been teased over and over again. It's been in reports, but like I said this when we did our preview. We recorded our preview on Thursday and it went out on Friday. I was like, unless we get the report on Friday that he's off the roster page, it probably is not going to happen.
I am like, at this point, I would almost respect him more if he didn't go. Like, wait, like you worked it for so long. Honestly, just come back. Like, fuck it. Like, it's okay. This was fun. He would get such a massive pop too. Like, what the fuck happened? It would be so interesting. I had the theory that he just asked for a favor, and he was like, "Hey, could you keep the picture up until I actually show up on WWE TV?" And because he's done so much for AEW, I'm sure they would have no problem with that. It's like, yeah, you know, I hate WWE right now, but it's Chris fucking Jericho. He did so much for us. Why not? But yeah, he did not showing up at the Rumble. It was real interesting because I was like, wait a minute, that's like the perfect. Where else? You know, like on a random episode of Raw, I guess. Like, where are you doing this then? Canada?
WrestleMania feels like the
WrestleMania. Yeah, that's about all that's left. And Las Vegas, Chris Jericho's a showman. You know, it matches. But yeah, that Jericho thing is funny. Who else did? There was a couple other people that they really expect. AJ Lee.
Yeah. Bianca Belair. There was a couple of big names that people expected to be in the Royal Rumble that just weren't there. So,
fuck you, fans.
for that reason alone, I'm gonna have to give LVP to Triple H. And then he got booed on the post show. So for all the WWE people that probably went to Triple H after John Cena's retirement, like, hey, don't worry, man. They only booed you because John Cena lost. It has nothing to do with your booking. You're still so great. You're still great at what you do. This is what you do. It doesn't matter what they say. You know, that's just a one-night thing. You got it in Saudi Arabia. They probably had security with guns aimed at the fans, but they still booed you. Like what?
He's turned himself and the whole company into like the heel company. They're the heel company now. All the things you do are bad, and everybody wants something else. You did it to yourself, buddy. We'll see how they dig themselves out.
I even saw somebody posted on their Insta story that they wanted Vince McMahon to come back because Triple H is being garbage right now. I'm
That's
like,
way too far. That's way too far.
I'm like, no.
This is the one thing that I will say, that when Vince was bad, it was like all-time bad, so bad that you had to watch to see how horrible it was. And when it was good, he was good. Triple H, when he was good in 2022, 2023, 2024, it was some of the best WWE television we've ever seen. But since then, it's like painfully boring. It's painfully boring. It's painfully stale to the point that if I wasn't paid to watch, I would stop watching.
It's...
He unplugged himself. Triple H working.
It's like he's becoming his own father-in-law. It's like he himself is becoming Vince McMahon without the legals. BS.
I was gonna say, I just thought it was really interesting that the biggest successful Triple H stories from his era so far were Vince McMahon holdover stories. I don't know. I just think that's something we should look at. Like, hey, hold on a second. Cody Rhodes was a Vince McMahon thing. Roman Reigns was a Vince McMahon thing. Those were the two biggest stories that he did combined into one. This is our Vince Roman Cody story. He had to extend it a year because he couldn't think of what the fuck to do next. How about we just do more Bloodline for another year? That'll work. Bro, I don't know that any of his original ideas have been as successful as we've been led to believe. I think that we should be looking at this run with a magnifying glass.
Oh, I've been waving the flag of Triple H just been living off of Vince McMahon leftovers for years. I was the first guy that said that. I got one of wrestling media canceled because he was defending Triple H, and I was the one that called him out for being a freaking WWE drone and not realizing that Triple H was just living off the bloodline, which was started by him. Oh, but he made it better. He did this. He did that. Sami Zayn was already interacting with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline before Triple H was in charge. He just did a segment with them backstage. That's the only thing. The only difference he made, he put it more into the forefront. That's the only thing he did and added to the Bloodline. The Bloodline is more of a responsibility, is more credit should be given to Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns over Triple H more than anything. Like other than like Rhea Ripley kind of going to superstardom, the Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio, I'll give him credit for those things, but other than that, I don't really know what we can give him credit for.
He just squeezed all the juice out of the Judgment Day too. He's trying to get every fucking drop out of that shit. We're gonna make this shit work.
And thank you, Myron Kid, because I seen Danny in the chat saying something stupid again, saying, "Oh, this is not the same Triple H that booked Black and Gold." No, it's the Triple H is the district manager living off of the success of the store manager Ryan Ward. Ryan Ward put all of that shit together because guess what? When Ryan Ward went up to the main roster and was doing SmackDown Live, that's the best SmackDown was in years in 2016. In SmackDown Live after the brand split, Ryan Ward repeated his success there. He has proved time and time again. Ryan Ward, they put him into a position of power this year. SmackDown's been much better again. Ryan Ward needs to get more credit for Black and Gold success more than fucking Triple H.
And I think even now they're misusing him because I see Danny in the chat. He's like, "Well, explain the recent, garbage while Ryan Ward is overseeing both Raw and SmackDown." Well, you actually explained it yourself in your own comment. He's overseeing both shows now. He's no longer a writer on a show or a head writer. He's the dude on top who's saying yes or no to other people's stories and giving notes and saying this is what you should do instead. So like that's a whole different job than he had when he was on NXT in the weeds telling the stories himself. I mean, I don't know how do you fix that. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know if there's a way to fix this. I think that they think nothing is broken. So as long as they think everything is fine, it's not going to change. And it's useless trying to call Triple H saying he sucks when in his own mind they got the goddamn T-shirt sales were so great though, and we're selling out. And then people bring up like the Saudis tickets. They don't give a fuck how many tickets they sold in Saudi Arabia. They got a flat fee. They got paid for this show. They're not getting paid from tickets. The resellers took all the tickets and fucked all those people out of everything. So they would have gotten paid either way. But yeah, there's a lot of the Triple H. I could rant about Triple H for hours.
Yeah. And he said explain a recent booking. He's only had the position for a month. Like, what are we talking about? You're really gonna say, well, it hasn't got better in the month. SmackDown is legitimately much better this month than it was throughout the entirety of 2025. And I don't see you keeping the same energy in the complaints towards Triple H. You don't have this energy. You don't have this energy for Triple H. You got way more vitriol for AEW. So come on, let's stop this. But we do got one more final super chat donation from our main man Chase. Thank you so much. Yes, because we got to put our ones up. Our tribal chief is on top. OTC with the ones up all across the board. And he is now officially the GOAT because he's the only man that called Triple H out for being a bald fraud. And then Triple H bent over and said, here's your Royal Rumble win.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Put your ones up
That's
in the chat. But we have come
That's
to
so
the end.
true. That's so true. Like you talk crap about the company you work for, and then next thing you know, oh, you get a promotion. Like you move up to the position. That's basically what that was.
He's like, why nobody else been saying this, man? Y'all could be having success like me. LA Knight, open up your mouth a little bit more.
He's actually said that. Like he's been quoted as telling people, "How did you get this? How did you get that?" I asked for it. Like you gotta ask for it. You know, like open your mouth.
Yeah.
Close mouth don't get fed.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It was like a movie or something or a show. I don't remember what it was, but it was like they were asking about something, and then they the person said something so negative, whatever, and then they're like, I like your guts or whatever, and there's like, you're hired. That's basically what this was. Based on I'm trying to remember what it was.
Probably. But we've come to an end on our Royal Rumble review. I want to thank all of you in the chat. You guys have been great today. I appreciate all the support with the super chats, all the comments, all the conversation and discussion. Even if I didn't agree with you, Danny, still love you. Thanks for showing up in the chat. But also want to thank our panel here, our great panel, for discussing the Royal Rumble with us today. I want to give the floor, ladies first, to the one and only Wendy. Wendy, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and X-Men 97 reviews.
So you can follow me on Instagram at EvaLeast2anyone. That's the only place you're gonna follow me. Don't follow me nowhere else. Yeah, I can't wait for this X-Men 97. I'm definitely going to do the reviews with Sid. You're going to expect more rants, more thoughts, more comments. And yeah, I can't wait. And also, like I said, definitely next week, I will be at the Straight Kids concert movie with my friends. So can't wait for that. And support K-pop. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely. And our special guest, Jon Escudero, joining us for his first WWE PLE review. Jon, let the people know where they can follow Dirt Sheet Radio and everything you're doing, sir.
Definitely Google us, Dirt Sheet Radio, and then follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. It's literally just search Dirt Sheet Radio, and we will pop up. The best place to find pop culture, entertainment, and pro wrestling updates all day long. I work my ass off for you people, so go ahead and follow me.
You hear the man? You better follow him. Oh, there's the true draw.
Josh!
What's up, Josh? What's up? You made it back in time for the end.
Still got some icicles on your hair. They're melting off. I see. Frozen.
It's fucking brutal outside, man. I hate this shit. This is not winter. This is not winter. This is harassment. Like, I hate this shit.
Well, and just for you, Josh, I'll feature this last comment here because it made me laugh on the back end. Damien, who says, I'm sorry. I don't think the blame should be in Triple H because the bad booking started when Vince sold WWE to TKO. TKO is the one that should get all the blame for this, especially Vince. You do realize that you said bad booking and not bad business. TKO is doing their job because WWE is doing more business than they ever done before. The person who is in charge of the booking is Triple H. Stop trying to take blame away from the right person to blame.
We're gonna really deflect from this bullshit for Triple H. Like, we're really doing this? Come on, Dion. You better than this.
No, that's Damien. That's Damien, not Dion. Dion's
I'm so sorry, Dion. I'm so sorry. I don't have my glasses on. Who is this? Damien?
Damien Hernandez. Damien Hernandez.
Not Damien Priest.
Damien Hernandez. More like Aaron Hernandez with that dumb comment.
Oh no.
Oh.
On that note, On that note, yeah, no, we are not taking the blame. Triple H is the booker. Thank you, Chase. He is the booker. He has the final say. He is the one in charge of that. If you want to blame TKO for the ticket prices, for WWE having a whole bunch of ads, yeah, then they deserve all the blame for that, 100%. But you are not gonna blame the booking on TKO. Don't be that ignorant. I'm sorry. Like, I understand you said this is what you think. You don't think he deserves all the blame. We are telling you he definitely does.
I actually bet you $1 million there's not a single TKO executive that knows what the fuck goes on a WWE television show. Not one. Not one.
Damien saying Triple H booking wasn't bad when Vince first left the company. Guess what, Damien?
Never laugh.
Most bookers in wrestling history have a 3-year run where they are good. And then after that 3 years, they slowly digress into bad booking. Triple H's 3 years was 2022, 2023, 2024. And since 2025 started, it's been downhill. This is just how wrestling goes, sir. It has nothing to do with TKO, has nothing to do with Vince. It has everything to do with a booker who has been there and ran out of ideas or ideas to steal off of the last guy who was in charge.
And let's not even forget, like, just a month ago, we got confirmation that Vince McMahon wasn't even that far away from creative when we thought he was. He was still involved in a lot of the things people, in a lot of Triple H's golden years. Vince was still around. It's only when Vince got completely cut off. That's what's so ironic. It's like it's so bad with Triple H right now that people are calling for Vince. They don't even know. They might be wrong, but that's like some people's instant reaction. That's bad enough. You got people calling for Vince to come back, bro. I can't get into this. Don't get me started again.
Yeah, I just wanted to feature that comment because Josh was here and I wanted to spend some more time with him. But yes, we've come to an end on our review of the Royal Rumble. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang True Hill Heat on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we are not live here. Go over and check out the True Hill Heat flagship podcast from yesterday. We had a great time with Alex McCarthy and Sat Iniangi talking all things WWE, including Roman Reigns ripping apart WWE creative and Triple H on the Pat McAfee show. We broke that down in depth, so go over and check that out. I will be back with you guys on Tuesday at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time for Rated Raw Review, reviewing the Monday Night Raw after Royal Rumble with Top Guy JJ. So join us for that. And of course, I will be over on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. We got reviews for the Traders UK Series 4 coming out, and we got a review of Wonder Man by Marvel, probably the best Marvel show in years. Spoiler alert for that. For Jon Escudero, for Wendy, for the True Jaw Josh, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live and on demand. This has been our WWE Royal Rumble 2026 review. We are signing off until next time. Aaron Hernandez. Wow.